that Pubcast thing.
There we go.
Welcome, folks, to the July edition of the Pubcast. Say hello in the chat.
If you're here,
if you're alive, I think
put your hands together for the streaming team of John, Hess, and Cass.
It's me
or Joe, whichever one you want to call me.
Joe, right there.
How are you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are having a good Wednesday.
Say hi. Oh, they are working. Okay,
there we
working.
go.
Hey, I can't see it. Pubs.
What's up there, Pub?
How you doing, Pubs? All right. Well, welcome to our July version of Pubcast, where it is we're off the highest temperatures so far the last week.
Yep.
Although we're not quite that far off of them. I'm getting my phone out.
What's the heat today? I don't even know.
It's not cool. I mean, it's not hot.
It's not hot, but
it's not cool. Oh, that's right.
What's up there, Brandon?
We are on quite a bit of a delay. That's why we didn't see any comments for about 20 seconds.
Yeah, about right.
That makes sense.
Marco,
how you guys doing? How you guys doing?
How are you guys, Wesley?
Wesley, Brandon.
It is hot in San Francisco too. Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah.
I don't know what the exact heat is at the moment here, down in lovely Northern California.
We're Southern California. If California were broken up into 6 different states, we would be considered Southern California.
Yeah, that's right.
And ironically, LA would be like coastal California.
Yep.
So I don't know why they wouldn't be part of Southern California. I doubt that's going to happen.
Rather mild in Nova Scotia. Nice.
Oh yeah, is it?
What are you guys up to?
Nantucket. Huh?
All right, so
hey, well,
let's start off like how we usually do, kind of doing a rundown of what's in the pipeline, what are we doing? What's here, and what's
all right.
Yeah, let's start with that. I think that's a good way to start while everybody walks in.
So we are working on finishing up the next film jobs video, where I interview a friend of mine, Wes Irwin, who's a post-production executive at 21st Century, I think Fox 21 Studios, where they do shows like The Americans and a lot of the cable shows there. And he kind of tells us what exactly a TV executive does, because I don't think anybody really knows what exactly a TV executive does, but he can give us kind of a layout of what that position is. We're working on some little video rants that Joe and I were talking about. Joe kind of talked to me about it.
Yeah, we got some cool things that we just kind of decided that we.
Why am I going to me? There you go.
We wanted to give you guys more content as well as punch the algorithm in the face. We really the problem that we're seeing is you guys who come and support us are always supporting us, and we're really appreciative of that. But we wanted to figure out a way to punch the algorithm because it changes so quickly and so often. Like, how could we do that? So we decided we're going to be pushing the bits to a more commentary-esque, on the desk, almost what was it? John Oliver-esque.
Yeah, it's like a TV show. The whole design of the set is to be like a late night show.
Exactly.
And so why not use it to that extent and do more of a late night show? So I've been writing some commentaries. I'm kind of outspoken when it comes to internet or to film stuff online. And I thought it'd be time to vocalize that. What's Joe's what's going on?
Brandon asked if my hair was purple or if I was just happy to see it.
Oh no, see, it's
just a little. We got some color-esque.
We got LED. If you haven't seen the last video, I talk about how we're using the LED lights.
Yeah, we went to LEDs.
So, I mean, it's warm in here, but it's not boiling hot under incandescent lighting, which is the primary reason why I got rid of the LEDs. But I kind of like color, so that's why Joe's a little bit under purple.
Yeah.
Also,
Disneyland would be part of Southern California.
Disneyland is Orange County.
Would still be us.
It is not LA County.
Yeah, exactly. So we would still have.
In fact,
we would still have the Disney money.
I believe Knott's Berry Farm is also in Anaheim.
Yep.
But I don't think Magic Mountain's in LA County, right?
Yeah.
That's the only one I can think of, and maybe Raging Waters, if that's
I don't even know if that still counts.
I am babbling.
It's okay though. We're gonna. So anyway, yes, we're gonna be bringing a film bits once a week. We're going to be trying to fill that in, get a new show up and running, which is like the commentary of things that John has thought of, or I might show up at some point.
Things that piss me off.
Things that we like to rant about. And
because I think there's a lack of ranting on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
I don't see any videos of anybody ranting anymore. It's just weird.
Yep. It's almost like it's all dried up. It's like it's a dying market.
All I see on the internet is just...
And we're bringing it back.
It's just puppies and love and just caring about your fellow individual. I don't see any politics or nasty stuff online at all anymore.
Phil bits. Thus far, we've done 2. One was an unpacking.
Oh, we did the driving
car.
one, and then we did the LED lights was the third one.
Oh, and then the LED lights was the third one, right?
But yeah, the new ones are going to be like, I'm going to rant on frame rate because I'm getting tired of people talking about it.
Yep.
That one's an epic one. But yeah, we're going to do some more stuff like that. Joe, we've been working on...
Well, thank you, Mark.
Well, go back to what I'm doing.
Yeah,
you
keep going.
Lost your screen.
It's going to keep going on.
I'm working on... I've started to work on the dynamic range video. For me to research and create the experiments, it takes a long time, which is why I want to do more of these IQ bits, because those longer videos just take a while to build, and I don't want the channel just to sit there if nobody's watching for 2 months while I'm building a really in-depth tutorial.
Exactly. It gives us a chance to keep the channel live and active for you guys, as well as get some use out of our set, because right now we've decided that the live show takes a lot of our time to do right now. With all of us not being able to sit here and dedicate a full-time job to this just at the moment, we can't sit down and really work out everything and get that live show to where we want it just yet. So right now it's taking a back seat so that we can do the commentaries, which will be the new bits. We'll be doing and of course John he's like, nah, I'm gone. And doing a whole bunch of, John left. It's just me now, guys. No, he's adjusting his color on his camera. Anyway, so it'll allow us to keep the channel going, as well as we're going to be adding the sketches. A lot of you guys really responded well to the one we did on the green screen where it was us driving. So we're also going to kind of do our sketches with the idea of showing you how we did the sketch, which will allow us to do not only a fun sketch, but allow you to see how we made it, how we put it together, and our thoughts on the sketch once we completed it. Because sometimes we think things worked really well, and sometimes we think it may not have worked the way we wanted it. So this will allow you to kind of hear what our thoughts were on the finish end.
Let me throw in on top of that, sketches like... I think sometimes I get a little too concerned about stuff that's really, really like really out there and weird like production techniques, but I know a lot of people just want to see how you produce a short. So that's why I think it would be good to just kind of show you guys, here's how we find our actors. That's a big question I see online a lot. How do you get actors? How do you find locations to shoot? How do you plan a shoot? So we'll cover a lot. We'll kind of do like a production diary and show like all those little more nitty gritty stuff I think a lot of people want to see. So that's another thing that's in the pipeline. The other stuff like film jobs, this tutorial. The next video probably for the studios is going to be on Unite Artists, but that's probably a little bit ways off because throwing everything in the bucket right now. So that's what we're trying to put together. And of course, to do all that, we always encourage you guys to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/FilmmakerIQ. Joe, do you know what they're going to get when we hit our milestone? The next milestone?
Yeah, our next milestone, what is $500?
$500.
And we will be basically doing a good, bad, and the ugly kind of standoff where we throw pies in all of our faces.
Right.
And each one signifying a certain amount, and we'll be throwing them at each other. So a three-way pie fight between me, John, and Tim.
We're going to have a good...
Possibly me and John might... team up and just throw all our pies at Tim. So
I hope Tim's not watching.
Yeah, well, I doubt he is.
No. So yeah, we're gonna have a good old-fashioned pie fight. How many times? I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen a pie fight on the internet. That's the weird thing. I don't think I've seen a modern pie fight on the internet.
I think I could probably agree. I haven't seen it.
That's a little weird. All right, so yeah, check out our Patreon. We're going to mention that again later in the show, obviously.
And Mark, I do appreciate that you have been starting to write because of us. That is awesome.
Oh, wow, cool.
Do realize that if we're not saying anything about the comments just yet, it's just because we're trying to kind of let you guys know what's coming down in the pipeline for us and for you guys to see. So it's just one of those things like I haven't forgotten them. We will get to them. It's just, right now we're letting everybody kind of who is perhaps seen the message, hasn't gotten here yet, get here. You guys kind of get to hear what we're saying, and then we'll open it up to the usual. You guys ask us any questions. Perhaps we'll sing a song. Who knows what's going to happen? So, yeah, just don't think we're ignoring you. It's just, we're trying to get everything.
And I didn't ignore you, Gapes, because that's what I was doing when I walked off the set.
Yeah, that's actually what he was doing. I thought he was going to change his color, but I didn't read the focus
fixing the focus. So, I know you want to see Jack and Jill. Well, no one wants to see Jack and Jill, but yeah.
To see our edited version of Jack and Jill, the Crichton collection.
Criterion collection.
Yeah, whatever. I can't ever say it.
All right, question for the chat. What is the one Adam Sandler movie that is in the Criterion collection? Go. And it's going to take a while for them to answer that.
Is it Happy Gilmore?
No.
Oh, well.
But there is one Criterion collection in the... So anyways, go to Patreon, check it out. You will see, hopefully, in YouTube soon, that we have new T-shirts available.
That is
Notice
true.
that I am wearing a shirt. Joe is wearing a shirt.
I'm also wearing mine. We also have another one, if you want to, that's going to be released today.
Two more. Actually, two new designs. I'm going to show you one of the designs.
Yeah, show them the one.
This is from... You're going to see this on YouTube. It's the Don't Fix It in Post shirt. Make a statement on the set. Don't fall into the trap of fix it in post. It's stupid. So go ahead and check out those shirts. Go buy those shirts.
I think Pubs just got it because I remember.
Did someone say it? Did someone say it? What would Pubs say?
Punch Drunk
Love is correct.
It is. Yeah. The second he said it, I was like, oh, of course.
Yeah, Punch Drunk Love,
one, which is really a good one.
It's probably my second favorite Paul Anderson.
Brandon just subscribed on Patreon. Thank you, buddy.
Yay!
Welcome, my friend. Thank you
my
so
friend,
much.
are going to be the reason why we're going to get pied in the face pretty soon. More people
anyway,
like you guys.
So the t-shirts. Also, remember, if you guys don't know this and want a free t-shirt but can't possibly afford one, or maybe just don't have the money at the moment, if you go to the website, link right there,
boom,
you can go do some of our courses, our quizzes, things like that. Become the #1 person for the month, and you get a t-shirt. So, and we send them.
I literally do send them.
We had
on my
one
dime.
in the UK, one in the...
Well, no, UK was the guy that helps us out.
Oh, that's the... Oh, right.
If you help us write those quizzes, I'll give you a shirt.
Yeah. So it was what, France and...
the last one was France.
Okay.
The one before it was in Toronto. So let me just pull up the name because I don't want to get the name on here.
We'll get the names right.
I'm sorry. I remember last time we did this. Like, John, do you know the name? I'm like, no. But I do have the name on me if I can pull up my webs. But I just ordered the shirt for him and I just sent it out.
Okay, hopefully it's not on me because I was...
it's on me now. The camera. Let's see. I'm pulling up here. Here we go.
All right.
Exciting television. John should have done this before he
I know, really.
went on camera here. He was thinking about it. I know he was. Oh, man, I got to fix the thing on my phone. Anyhow. Just got to scroll. There he is. Lucas Mestrale. I'm sorry, Lucas.
What is it, Lucas?
Mestrale?
Mestralette?
Lucas, I can't pronounce your name right, but I sent you a shirt.
Yeah, your shirt is on the way.
So
we're terrible at names.
How you get points on the site? You basically you sign up. It is completely free. We don't steal your stuff. I don't even know how to, honestly. Just sign up for a free account, then start filling out, do the courses, take the tests, do the daily quizzes. We have daily quizzes on what happened today. I believe today is the day that I know yesterday was the day Hollywood Bowl first opened. Actually, it's really cool if you look at the old photos of the Hollywood Bowl back when it was a lot, basically. Oh no, that's today. Today's the Hollywood Bowl.
Okay. You were right.
I was right.
It was recent, but you just...
A couple days ago was the birthday of Shaft, the guy that played Shaft, Richard Roundtree. So you'll learn history and you'll learn all kinds of cool stuff. And if you get the top points winner, you get to become a Filmmaker IQ t-shirt owner, just like me and Joe right here.
Yep.
So that is what's going on at filmmakeriq.com.
And we definitely appreciate it, Brandon.
Yeah, thanks you guys for just coming out and hanging out with us too.
Of course. We always appreciate you coming out and asking us questions and, keeping the chat lively. We really do appreciate that.
Brandon says we don't need to get a pie in the face, but that's fine. I don't think everybody would agree with you, but
some people like to see us get horribly owned.
And wear cream on our face.
Yeah.
Right.
Watch you guys for 3 years. Great informative content. Thank you, T-Man's Go-Karts.
Hopefully get off some more. Well, so Joe and I we're having lunch before we're here.
Yep.
And we kind of started thinking about what's your favorite What's your favorite TV theme song? Do they even make TV theme songs? I feel like an old man. They even make TV theme songs anymore?
Yeah, we were sitting there because last week we had 2 donations in the stream to get us the awesome sushi that we all know and love. And so we were sitting around just kind of thinking about stuff that we were going to talk about, you know, in between. And we started thinking about theme songs because we saw, oddly enough, it was a plumbing company that was just Sanford and Sons.
That's
and
what
we're
it was.
like, both of us started going dun 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 bum 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 bum. Yeah.
Anyhow.
Anyway, bum 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 bum. That was the end. Anyway, so we started sitting there and like thinking like, okay, well, what were some? It was like Small Wonders, like a lot of the, you know, 90s, late 80s shows like that we were starting to think about. And actually some even obviously down into the 70s as well, because
Sanford and Son 70s.
Sanford and Son was 70s, and then, you know, so we were sitting there and was like, so what is the theme song, and has it gone away?
Let's throw it out to chat. What is your guys' favorite theme song?
Yeah, exactly.
While you guys are catching up, we'll talk about ours.
Exactly.
So what is your favorite theme song?
So mine is... Well, mine was Firefly. We went with that. I was going to go with something different, but I decided not to, just because they're actually tied, which is actually the Mystery Science Theater 3000 one.
Oh, yeah.
And Firefly. Fireflies is done completely sung by Joss Whedon. I think he had someone re-sing it.
He sang it? Okay, really?
I think he had someone re-sing it.
All right.
But on the commentary thing, it's him singing it to the... whoever was probably going to like green light it or something, you know what I mean, for the pilot. But I mean, the thing is, it's, I don't know, maybe 50 seconds, and it's very old timey kind of.
Sounds country.
Yeah,
to me.
like that old time, because it's like guitar. It's really like almost really simple, but it extends out so well that, you know, it's like the theme of it, because it's basically saying like you can basically destroy the planet. You can, you know, you can take everything from me, but as long as I've got my ship and I got the sky, I'm free.
Yeah.
And like that was like really cool.
That's cool.
It's like a theme to the whole sci-fi thing together. And some of them tell tale, like some of them Gilligan's Island. Mm-hmm. Which maybe we'll sing in a little bit here, because we know it by almost. It
was sad. It was sad in the car.
We sat in the car and sang it.
Because I was saying, like, well, there's always the good old classics like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, and then we just were like, you know, well, should we do it?
Well,
like,
tell the audience real quick that then I showed Joe. This is from our dailies quiz. If you do our dailies quiz, it was John Williams' birthday like a couple months ago. So I found the original Gilligan's Island theme song by John Williams, Mr. Star Wars, Jaws, and every other Spielberg movie, and Harry Potter and everything like that. He did the pilot episode, and can we safely say it sucks?
It's terrible.
It's horrible.
Horrible. Luckily, Gilligan's Island, they heard Mr. John Williams' theme song for the pilot, and were like, no. We're gonna go an entirely different route.
You know how we should do the theme song?
What's that?
How's it start? Forgetting how.
Sit right back.
So
sit right back. You want to hear it?
Let's put it on. All
right, we're gonna
torture you, our poor audience.
Let's see. All right,
sing along at home, please. Let's do this thing.
If my thing actually brings it up.
Back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers that sailed that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough, the tiny ship was tossed. If it weren't for the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. Ship sunk down on the shore of this uncharted desert isle, with Gilligan, the skipper too, a millionaire and his wife, the movie star, Professor and Marianne, here on Gilligan's Isle.
Yeah, anyway. Anyway,
right.
so, but I mean, that's what we sat there doing.
We totally violated the copyright right there.
Also, we totally violated
and
your
that
ears.
video is demonetized.
Yeah, we're not getting any money now.
Okay. All right. So what was your guys? Let's take a look. Let's go through here. We got Red Dwarf's theme.
Oh, there we go. By the way,
Lisa says Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. we will get to that.
We'll get to that part.
By the way, Joel, Mike, or Jonah. I'm gonna go.
Was it Mandel? No. Wait. Shoot. I'm probably wrong. It's not Janet. It's Johnny Man. Whatever. All right. Maybe let's just pretend I didn't bring this up.
Okay. Fair enough.
All
right. We can do that.
What else we have? Red Dwarf. What else? I can't barely.
Stream frozen for me.
Did it really freeze?
Oh no, stream froze. No, hopefully not. Let's see.
Check real quick on that. So hopefully we're not frozen.
I hope not.
But if we are,
wait. How
hold on.
Crap. What can I do for you?
Well,
again for half a second.
Oh,
You're good now.
We're good now. Okay. You guys just let us know if we have technical errors because it is just literally two of us here today.
Yeah.
It's always usually two of us here.
Singing did it? Yeah, probably, Brandon. Our singing did it.
That. Like I said on Facebook today, I said there's a one time I went to country line dancing and I tried doing the electric slide and the whole block lost power. It was shockingly bad. Ka-tum-ching.
I've always said that Gilligan's Island was a drug deal gone bad. You could make that argument because the millionaire has a literal luggage thing with like just money, stacks of money. So you could say he was going for a drug deal.
Now in the pilot, they say that Marianne and Ginger are secretaries.
Yeah.
And then the professor is a high school teacher. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we knew, and then they show all the footage of them getting on the boat.
Yeah.
So there actually is footage of that. Google it if you.
Yes, I actually did say Mike, more so because I find Mystery Science Theater the movie to be one of the funniest ones, and I think it's kind of where like Crow and Servo got like the best lines. However, that being said, I like Joel overarch, I guess, just because he has more time, a lot of it. Even though Mike does too, because he just happened to get into the movie. But Joel is obviously the writer and the main guy who started it. So I'll say Joel in the overall. Anyway.
Well, for me, I liked the part where they're making fun of the movie the most. Like I appreciate their storyline, but it's like that's not the reason why I watch the show.
Yeah,
I watch it to see them rip on the old movies.
I think the movie is where they probably get into it as deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because they really sat there and thought like we got to kind of polish this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas other ones, they're willingly more kind of throwing out a lot more stuff, but like.
And I think the reason why the subplot story is just there to like fill the time, to fill the hour that they need to fill, because movies are half an hour.
Oh, that's a good one. Marco said Hawaii 5-0.
Oh,
and Lost in Space. Yeah, you can also
gonna start us on another song. So I'm gonna go back a real old school. I think
Miami Vice. You could even do that too. But that one's a hard one to remember.
I can't. Listen to the Axl Rose theme.
It's kind of. It's also the Miami.
Isn't
Vice
that Beverly Hills Cop?
I thought. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Well, I have to look it up.
We'll look at it later. But I'm gonna go old school. Da 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 da. We
can even go Bewitched too.
Yeah, I don't think Bewitched is as good as I Love Lucy.
Yeah,
I Love Lucy is pretty darn iconic. Yeah,
okay. That's I Dream of Jeannie.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway, Brandon's like I do.
So I was at the gym yesterday, and I did 2 miles, or no, I did a.
The funny part is,
a mile.
Brandon, I didn't see you say I Dream of Jeannie. I just went Bewitched to I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah. I did a mile, and then at the gym, but Jeopardy was on, and I'm like, all right, I'm only halfway through Double Jeopardy. I'm not gonna leave yet. I need to see this end. I need to see this to the end.
You need to see this to the end.
So I sat there on the little bike machine, like.
It was Beverly Hills Cop. Fair enough.
Beverly Hills Cop.
What is Vice's?
I don't know.
Vice. I'm not
I
gonna
don't
do it.
Get back on.
Can this thing like not turn off every like
See,
minute?
it's an Apple product. I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, you have to be not computer literate to
Oh, that
know
was
how to
I
use
Love
Apple.
Lucy. She
Yeah,
made
yeah.
it into a movie.
No,
but was so meta, a lot of people didn't get it. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
Dream
mean,
of
that
Jeannie?
had Will Ferrell in it, right? He was in Bewitched. He played the husband, and
Yeah.
then it was Nicole Kidman,
Oh, was it? Yeah.
I think, who played the wife, who's the witch.
I hope it's not too. Well, camera's on me, but I hope it's not too creepy for me to say that Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge was probably the best she's ever looked in that movie.
I don't think so.
And that's not too creepy. Okay, she was really good. She probably made that movie work. Now looking back on it, I think that movie worked because of her. And Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor is just a good-looking guy. I'm sorry, that guy is just not fair.
Let's see. Can you complete the lyrics of this scene on Here
All right.
We Are Face to Face?
Nope, can't do it.
Trying to
A
think.
couple of blank. Sorry, Brandon. I don't know.
Face to Face. I want to say like it might be the Perfect Strangers one, but I'm not sure.
Shall we go through our list some more?
Yeah, well, I mean, we
While
can
we're
get,
finding for an answer.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is a pretty good one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised. No, I'm not gonna do it.
I can't do it. I can't do
On
it.
a playground. No, I could probably do. I think
I
I've done
couldn't
it in
do
my
it.
stream where I sang it all. But
Well, there's
I agree, Wesley.
Brady Bunch too. You know, here's the story.
all right, if Lisa, I don't know if she's still there. We can talk about Starship Troopers.
All right, let's talk about Starship Troopers. What do you want to say about Starship Troopers?
So oh, if she's out there, let's give her a second to formulate her thought.
Ricky
If
Schroeder.
she's out there. But let's see. Ricky. Oh, is it like is it Ricky Schroeder? Wasn't that Silver Spoons? I think
don't
it
know.
was.
I do not know.
I want to say.
Perfect Strangers has not been made into a movie yet. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bronson Pinchot and maybe someone else can find him bringing you a cup of coffee at your favorite diner.
Yeah.
I
never learned the music for it. How it might be the secretly closest to Genius. That's right. Yeah.
So Bronson Pinchot, I have friends in Vegas who made that movie called Alexander Virgin,
Mm-hmm.
which is about a virgin boy who starts a brothel.
Oh, really?
And they got Bronson Pinchot in it.
Really?
And then they got one of the what's the name of that Ron Howard's daughter, one of Ron Howard's daughters, not Bryce, but the other one, Dallas
okay.
Howard, I think. So yeah, so Bronson's still working.
Yeah, he's still out
And
there.
he looks pretty good still. A little heavier than he was back then, but who isn't, right?
Yeah, so she was saying how it might be secretly close to Genius.
Oh.
Because of how the propaganda
Oh.
works into it and how the
Well, I think that's intentional.
like the bright lighting and yeah.
Well, that's totally intentional. This is because we had a question earlier, and I sorry we didn't address it, but I was asking about somebody asked Neil Blomkamp got the rights to the RoboCop movie.
Oh yeah.
So RoboCop is the same director. It's Verhoeven, and that guy's kind of known for his really crass, somewhat I'm not gonna call it shallow, but not extremely or really obvious satire. So that movie is literally it's a multi-satire layer. Not only are those propaganda pieces in it, but the movie itself kind of shows you how shallow and
Yeah, how shallow everything
is.
Like yeah.
And there is if you do
The football the or whatever their sport was, because it wasn't football, but it was like, their sport, like the leader, head guy of the sport, and then the head girl.
I'm pretty sure it was Quidditch they were playing in that movie.
Probably.
Right.
They were the early forms of Quidditch.
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna lose a finger,
Yeah.
Anyhow. But if you do want to watch a really good not takedown, but a good analysis of the video, I recommend Red Letter Media did a review on that movie, which I learned quite a bit from. I thought it was really excellent. And just let everyone know that we are big fans of Red Letter Media. Another thing we were thinking about doing is doing like a rotten reel night where we watch some bad movies.
Yeah, that was the other one we were thinking about doing, is doing one terrible movie of a certain year, and and then just kind of having fun with it. Yeah, Red Letter Media, obviously, we love them.
They're the kings.
And they're the kings, and we thought, it'd just be fun to get together and watch something terrible and put Tim through that trauma.
Because Tim hasn't seen any movies.
Because Tim hasn't seen,
He needs to be beaten. And
Tim is like one of the few people that I don't even know what it is. He would rather watch. I mean,
his favorite movie is what?
His favorite movie
was Black Sheep, I think.
Oh no, Tommy Boy? His favorite movie is Tommy Boy.
So we need to watch some more movies here.
So we thought that would be fun. We'd find some hilariously bad movies. And,
hey man, if you like Tommy Boy, go on liking Tommy Boy. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying you need to watch some more movies here. If you like Jack and Jill.
Yeah, Remington Steele was another one. So was The Saint.
Oh, Saint's a good one. Yeah.
Saint's a good theme song too.
Yeah. What other? Let's just start listing all the shows we can think of.
I know at this point, themes everywhere.
You know what's a great theme song? Actually, look it up on YouTube. It's
no,
you're not on camera.
Can't do it.
There you are.
I was like, no, I was just that was terrible.
A great theme song.
Anyway,
if you go online, is "Find My Grandmother Is a Car." That's a great show's theme song. Explains that his grandmother's spirit got stuck in a car. Yeah, that's real. That's not a Simpsons joke. The Simpsons are making fun of that.
Yep.
So check it out. Peter Gunn. Oh my gosh. So as a trumpet player, I play that song a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Damn thing.
Let's see.
New release.
You want to see RoboCop versus Terminator? I think Terminator would win.
All right. So well, here's the thing. RoboCop needs to be remade, and I know it just got remade. But it needs to be remade properly.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, RoboCop's, the whole point of the movie was we're giving stuff to technology, and it's about privacy, it's about drones and automation. Stuff we're dealing with right now. Maybe we should make a RoboCop movie that addresses issues.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe, and it can be satiric, because the RoboCop movie is satiric as hell. Now, Terminator is not a satire.
Canester, while I would say Stop or My Mom Would Shoot is terrible, it's not as terrible as some of the things that are out there. Like, it had Sylvester Stallone in it, and the lady that played, like, Blanche, and I don't know, not Blanche. It was one of the Golden Girls. Like
B. Arthur?
No, it was the oldest one, like the mom of B. Arthur. She's like, shoot you. I don't know, it's terrible. But I don't think it's as bad as some of the B movies out there.
So Brandon was saying that the Citizen Kane's a terrible movie. It is not. I will argue that. I actually like it. It is dry.
Yeah, that's it.
Citizen Kane is a little dry. I mean, it's not my favorite movie, but I think it's a very good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I get what people are saying. It's like, oh, there's a lot of hype to it that it can't really live to, but it was a good movie, and for the time, it was
groundbreaking for the time.
Yeah, for the time, it was groundbreaking.
You just give you guys a wide shot while I took a sip of my soda.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you look at, like, 1940, I want to say 41, was that the one? Early to mid-40s.
Yeah.
Compare, like, Citizen Kane's storytelling to, like, Casablanca's storytelling. And Casablanca I like Casablanca more than Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
But Casablanca is a very straightforward story.
Yeah.
And Citizen Kane is like this is a hard comparison, but it's like the Pulp Fiction of 1940s in the fact that it totally told the story in a funny way.
I like
non-linear.
Brandon was just being a smart aleck.
Oh yeah, Part of what I do online is to take smart alecky comments and overthink them until they no longer become funny and no one gives a shit anymore.
What's up, Sidekick?
That's cool, Brandon, man.
Done well in Hitchcock's hands. Not that Wells didn't do a good job. Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean,
I don't think Hitchcock would have made Citizen Kane.
At the end, the end of Hitchcock's version of that would be that the sled came in and started killing everybody.
Yeah,
that would be Hitchcock. He'd say Rosebud one more time somehow, and then the sled would come in and start slitting throats with its blades. Yeah, and then there'd just be blood on the walls or something, and a horror screen, and then it would fade out. So,
yeah, Hitchcock was kind of dark.
Yeah,
Hitchcock's a suspense director, and that is not a suspense movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that would quite.
Or throughout the whole movie, he was being chased by the sled.
Yeah,
actually, that would probably been what
mistaken
happened.
Identity kind of a thing.
Yeah,
yeah. It's the other guy. It's the Getty's character.
Yep,
chasing him. I don't know how we got on this topic.
That's good. Yeah, well. That's where we go on these kind of ones.
No,
we always go to.
Yeah, so we don't. We had an idea to start talking about theme songs, and we did that. And now we're just going to let you guys talk, and
they're just going to respond and hang out.
It is a Wednesday afternoon,
and in a semi-warm room, which is.
Although I'll tell you what I watched yesterday.
What's that?
Because I am doing a local community theater production of Pirates of Penzance.
Okay.
So I watched the 1982 81 version of Pirates of Penzance, starring Kevin Kline, Rex Smith, and Linda Ronstadt.
Yeah.
And that is a fantastic musical movie.
There you go.
If you guys haven't seen that, you guys got to watch that because it's so much fun. And if you don't know anything about Gilbert and Sullivan, that's a good introduction because that's probably one of their zaniest and most insane musicals. I mean, it's crazy. I am in love with it. That's why I petitioned to get on that community theater. I'm like, do you guys need a trumpet player? I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Like, we don't have much money. I don't have much to do. I need something to do with my hands at night. It doesn't involve the internet.
Bow
wow. Go on the camera.
All right. So, also, if you guys right now liked Game of Thrones and you are not having anything to watch, go watch The Expanse. It's a really good show.
Guess who started doing that?
Yeah. It's a really good show. And I think you guys will enjoy it. It's definitely got some fun stuff in it, and musicals seem to be tried but aren't really interested. Oh, look, yeah. Well, I mean, musicals are, they are always kind of, I don't know, a niche-ish kind of a thing. I feel like
musicals aren't really.
Musicals seem to be tried but aren't really understood or able to catch interest lately.
Yeah.
We have The Greatest Showman.
Well, okay, if we're gonna get on that subject, let's get on that subject. Yeah.
All right, so
let's get on that.
Apparently, we're gonna get on that horse.
You seen this, Showman?
Go see Expansion. Go watch Expansion. Anyway, have I seen
All right. So the problem I think with The Greatest Showman is it's not that good of a musical. It's okay. The music is kind of forgettable. I mean, it's a little too poppy, like pop, and then not enough melody.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen it in a while. I can't hum a thing from that show.
I can't either, honestly.
Although, but I'll give you this. Let's keep making those kind of musicals, because if you keep making movie musicals,
welcome, Andrew.
Eventually, somebody will make a good one.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of time. And there are great parts in The Greatest Showman. I think one of the best parts was the flying trapeze segment was amazing. But the music was okay, and the story was, it wasn't even true.
Honestly, so the funny part of it is I watch. Well, I think I watch like Star Kid, who's on YouTube, and I watch Tin Can Productions, and they do musicals. And their musicals are more memorable, and I sing the songs of their musicals more than I sing like big music, like movie musicals, and obviously there's like Les Mis and stuff like that. Not the movie version, because that was terrible and people were crying and it was. Yeah, and
he broke his back.
And then that was knee snapping.
That was more than that.
Yeah, and a spirit being crushed.
Yeah, that was a lot of stuff. Anyhow, but last year with La La Land becoming everyone's favorite movie and not mine, but everyone's like I was going through a music patch and somebody was showing you how to do make a movie musical with this, and it was basically a La La Land ripoff, and La La Land kind of ushered in a little bit more interest back in the musicals, perhaps maybe not what I would want, but people are interested in musicals again. And then we'll see what happens. I mean, we're going to get that Hamilton movie eventually, and I think that's going to be big. Unless they really screw that up. I don't think they will. So I see a lot of text. What happened here?
Okay, so Brandon said, can you give us a pitch for a movie, and we as a chat would decide if we would finance it.
Oh my God.
Possibly. Brown chicken, brown cow.
Okay.
Brown chicken, bow wow, brown chicken, bow cow. And he said, so do you think an idea like Night Lights has potential? It's a story of an Anderson family and the creature that lurked in the corner of the pitch black rooms. That's gonna, honestly, scary movies have their own niche.
Yeah.
Like, that would probably will do well if it's, all they have to do is make it very suspenseful and probably, throw in some jump scares and give it like a semi-decent plot and ending, like of how the family deals with it, and it'll do decent enough. And it'll end up on Netflix, and it'll be watched 1 billion times by people that are on like a Halloween or something.
So, Brandon, I don't think we're going to pitch a movie for you because they're not really ready to pitch you something yet.
Yeah.
But Alfonso makes an interesting point about songs that...
Mamma Mia.
Oh, Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the one company I used to do work with, and Vista's did Mamma Mia. Mm-hmm. And then they have a new Mamma Mia movie coming out, which I can't tell if it's the exact same storyline as the first Mamma Mia. Mm-hmm. And I don't know the story of Mamma Mia. All I know is they took a bunch of ABBA songs. And I don't know, some of that jukebox stuff, it's a little grating. Good point that Canester brought up about NBC and bringing all these. Yeah, musicals are getting a big play on television because everyone wants to do the live musicals.
Yeah, and that's like the thing is, like, I mean, they're doing Sound of Music, The Wiz, like Jesus Christ Superstar. All of those are already super huge. Mm-hmm. Now, if they were doing something that was just off of Broadway, maybe a lot of people hadn't heard about it. It might be interesting, but it wouldn't get the same eyes on it as like freaking Sound of Music, The Wiz, Jesus Christ Superstar, because one, like just like with Rocky Horror Picture Show when they did that one, right? That
one didn't do so good.
That one didn't do really good?
I don't think so. Well, they goofed it up, and then well, yeah, it's Rocky Horror. I mean,
what was the other one they did? Was it
they did Grease? Grease was pretty good.
Yeah, Grease did really well.
But I'll cut to you real quick, and then I'll say,
okay.
ABC Family presents Urinetown.
Urinetown? Is this the pitch?
That's a real musical. You know?
Oh, that's a real musical.
Yeah. So it's.
I thought Urinetown was a pitch.
No, Urinetown is a real musical. It's about a town where you have to pay to urinate.
Really?
Yeah, it's famous. It's a famous musical.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I am. I'm serious.
Okay, I've never heard that one.
Chat, you can tell Joe I'm serious.
Yep. But yeah, Brandon, like the thing is for like the pitch thing. A lot of stuff, like, honestly, here's, we could do the Banana Cape, Banana Murderer, Banana Terrorist.
Yeah. Called the Banana Terrorist because 9/11 hadn't happened yet.
It was picture the year 1999, 2000-ish, and a man who had an insane love of murdering bananas, but he would leave it in like the most horrible predicament. But he didn't murder people, he murdered bananas. That was literally the first thing we wrote. And it is actually fully scripted. We scripted out a whole thing. And honestly, it's actually a group of kids that are trying to make a movie about this banana terrorist and all the terrible things that happened to them while they're trying to create this movie.
So it was a remake of the producers.
Yeah, it was like a remake of the producers. It was bad. That's why you never see it, and you never will.
Yeah. ABC Family presents Avenue Q.
Well, that would be hilarious.
I don't think the kids would be allowed to see it.
Well, probably not.
The funny thing is, like, I have the Broadway.
It would probably be HBO presents. HBO presents Avenue Q.
I have the Napster playing the radio, and I hear the song. Everybody's a little bit racist. Mm-hmm. Song won't fly in today's climate.
Or Schadenfreude.
Yeah.
Schadenfreude.
It's a great musical. But yeah,
Urinetown. That's what I thought too, Brandon. Until he said the actual basis of it was Urinetown. Like you have to pay to go to the bathroom. What's up there, Mr. Well Video?
Well Video. I was either do more grapes of. I need to make the font bigger. Dang it.
Yeah.
I can't see it from way back here.
Let's see. Goosebumps 2 has. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Goosebumps is great. It was a great set of books and things like that. And I think they kind of like got together with like Jack Black and probably a bunch of other people for this next one. But
Joseph Gazarek asked an interesting question. So now we're avoiding the comic books and story. Technical level, what do you think about the HDR format wars? Dolby Vision seems to be technically the best, but who should we be color grading for? So the question is HDR. Well, there is an HDR standard format. I think it's called. Well, isn't it one of the Rec 2020 standards? HDR is a very specific format. So I wouldn't, if you're really serious about actually grading for color, I would definitely consider contacting somebody that does this. Actually, if you're in LA, you can go to the Canon Canon facilities, and they will teach you all about HDR, and they have HDR monitors. And for I think a fee, you could probably edit or color grade there, and they will they have an HDR monitor and then a regular monitor and then a home TV monitor, so you can see a version of your movie on all three versions, and you can see. But HDR, man, that is the future. And if I had some extra cash, I would. If you guys put down some more Patreon bucks, which we're a long ways from me if you're affording one, but those OLED TVs, man, those things are nice.
Yeah,
I love those things, and they're so thin and amazing. Unlike me, right?
All right, so it's not a musical, but do you have any thoughts about the next Queen/Freddie Mercury movie that's coming in November?
Yeah.
Which had like the whole big thing about what's his name?
The guy from Robot, Mr. Robot.
Yeah,
not Mr. Robot.
It has the guy from Mr. Robot. Now,
yeah,
but it had his name, Borat, and then Borat dropped out because they didn't want to go his route.
Yeah,
and so Mr. Robot,
that is the show name, right?
Yeah, it's Mr. Robot. Okay. Came in, and I think it'll be. I'll be interested in watching it.
I like the trailer. I thought that was really good looking. So, hey, I'm easy to please as far as trailers is concerned. I get excited about stuff.
If the bananas are organic, you have yourself a fine answer. Thank you. They would be. They would be organic.
You know what's
straight
scary?
From the supplier.
You know what's scary? Back when we wrote that, organic wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
What are your expectations for the new Mary Poppins?
I think it's gonna be good. One, it's got
Hamilton in it.
It's got Lin-Manuel, and it's also got
it's got the gal that trained Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Why can't I think of her name? We literally just talked about her yesterday.
Because you smoked her last name.
Because I smoked her Blunt. There you go, Emily Blunt.
No, I saw it.
I didn't.
No, we don't smoke blunts.
No.
We don't. We really don't. It's sad.
We're in a place that we could, but we can't. We don't.
Although I had a friend.
Rami Malek. That's his name.
But Emily Blunt's in it. I saw A Quiet Place with her and her husband, Jim, from The Office.
Yep. Yeah, he saw The Quiet Place. I haven't seen it.
But yeah, as far as Mary Poppins, sure. I did a musical version of Mary Poppins, which is interesting because the musical Mary Poppins is the film version, but it was authorized by the woman that wrote it, P.T. whatever her name is, P something or another.
Urine.
It's
Urine
hot.
Town.
Okay, it's hot. My brain does not work very well. It's hot.
Is the name Urine Town? Anyway,
but she was like, they use most of the songs from the movie, but a couple of them was like, no. Oh yeah, and there's no cartoons. No cartoons on that.
Alfonso, we don't. We don't do that. But
what?
We're just absent-minded.
Oh.
He said. He's like, we don't smoke blunts. Why do I not believe you?
Depends.
P.T. Travers.
P.T. Travers. Are you buying? Okay.
Also, kind of jump back because I did like this one because we actually mentioned this we were talking about this at lunch again. Did you mention Ant-Man 2 yet? And my question would be, is Marvel oversaturating the market lately?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Or are they just extremely confident that anything they put out, people will go see? What did we say it was? 1%, right?
Yeah. How many Marvel movies are there? How many Marvel movies came out in 2017? Quickly, do the math.
Yeah.
Or let's make it easier. How many Marvel movies are coming out this year?
Yeah.
Let's name them. So we had the Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we have? We have Avengers: Infinity War.
Ant-Man
versus
Wasp.
Wasp Boy, whatever. Wasp. What else is on the horizon? Is Guardians coming out this year or not?
No, I don't think so.
Does chat know? So the answer. Well, let's pretend there's another movie.
All right, let's say
so that's four movies, right? How many movies are released a year? In America, I think it's about 360 or 400 movies.
Yeah.
So 1%.
So yeah,
of all movies. I mean, because yes, we talk about them. Yes, we do, because we're on the internet, and people that are in it are kind of geeky, and we are kind of geeky, and
yeah.
That's our jam, man. That's our jam. But I will talk about musicals and I'll talk about other movies too. So
27.
Yeah, we're making a big deal about a small part of the industry. Yes, they're spending a lot of money on these movies because they make a lot of money.
Well, I mean, that's the thing and we were talking about it's more of the bombardment of commercials. You're thinking that oh my gosh, there's so many of them, but it's really just a high amount of advertising, because we can say Deadpool as well if you go Fox. That was
But
right.
we're keeping it to Marvel, so let's keep it to Marvel.
Yeah, it's only 3 if you're coming to Marvel.
3 or 4 if there's another one coming out later this year.
So I mean, it's one of those things like we get bombarded with it. Everybody talks about it on YouTube and like, you know, Steam, whatever, or Twitch, or you know, on whatever venue you may look, like Kotaku or any gamers, any geek culture, any geek culture website. So you're getting bombarded with it constantly. You feel like there's so much of it, but really, it makes up a small percentage of how many movies are out there. But they're just big. Like you always hear about them breaking a box office or pushing a box office or having a #1 box office.
And that's cool, but it's frustrating. At least frustrating for me. At least to me and people, I think, that make content about movies is, okay, let's talk about something besides a Marvel movie. You know, like I said, I watch a lot of Red Letter Media, so I like those guys because they don't talk about Marvel movies all the time.
Yeah.
And they don't talk about, they got famous for the Star Wars stuff. But
they don't really talk about it.
And that's not what Mike's thing was Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know, he's obsessed with Star Trek. And it's kind of frustrating when people say like, oh, Marvel movies are nothing but comic book movies are coming out, because you don't want to talk about the other movies. You don't, you know, you guys. If I made a thing about 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri, it wouldn't get any views. But if I made a thing about Avengers, it gets 1 million views. Well, I wouldn't get 1 million views, but other people have done that.
Other people have done that.
So that's the thing. It's like,
and that's the thing. Like I understand. Like Brandon says, like all the that money going into that could go into like good westerns.
I get that.
Or stuff like that. Things that are not getting made. But the problem is if it's a bad script, but I mean, if it's a good script, you're possibly going to see it. I think a lot of people are still looking for those because, like, especially if it was a western, let's say, is the budget's going to be lower on it unless they're putting in they believe so much in it, they're putting like a main actor in there.
Unless you're the idiot like that Lone Ranger movie.
Oh god, yeah,
that was
bad.
Man,
that was
it was bad. Like Gore Vidal's like, hey, I made you buy some Pirates movie, give me some money. But no, but on the flip side though, you've got like Black Panther and Avengers making box office bonanzas. So that extra money can now be used to funnel smaller projects. So those tentpole movies actually fund the smaller movies. So, it's a double-edged sword. The reason why they put all that money into them is because they make an insane amount of money.
Yeah. And also, just like anything, everything has its time.
Yeah.
Like, comic books will run their time. Then there might be, who knows, at that point it might be westerns that run their time.
Yeah, it probably won't be westerns.
But it probably won't be.
Imagine going back to the 50s, like, man, there's too many western movies being made.
Yeah. Well, like, that's the thing is, like, back then, God, everything was westerns. Oh, my God.
Yeah, the westerns are probably like, I'm not going to make them, I'll throw out the number like 10% of the movies. Yeah. They made a whole lot more westerns in the old day than they do now.
But I mean, and every genre kind of gets their time in the sun. Westerns may not be for a very long time, or they might just change to like a space western because we're seeing a lot more.
I'm good with space stuff,
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to see like The Expanse rose up, and now granted it's not a movie, and Valerian started to have its moment if they had just chose some better actors and actresses. And
something about that girl throws me off.
Something about that whole thing just didn't sit right. It was a great looking, like visually stunning. They just didn't have the story, and they it lost the train. And but I think people are kind of getting ready for that again, and especially considering how I'm gonna say it. Star Wars has failed me. I'm waiting for something new to take up into the skies of space or the vacuum of space. We'll go with that. And
I still have faith in Star Wars. I'll see your movies, but I'm not gonna see them 4 or 5 times in the theater. But I will see your movies. I still enjoy Star Wars for this. By the way, real quick, Gazeric, you're asking if I could do an HDR video. Maybe we can talk to the people at Canon because I think they've always said they wanted us to do something with them.
Yeah.
So we can maybe do that HDR.
Oh, that would be a cool thing to do. Yeah, we should totally do that.
It's technical. It will get really deep in the woods.
Yeah. But I mean, it's something to work in the background.
And it's something we can do in the future, too, because it gets our foot closer to the door with canon.
Starship Troopers 3. There you go.
Starship Troopers 3.
The best Western was Blazing Saddles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Best Western was Star Trek. It's wagon wheels in space.
Wagon wheels in space.
Uruguay.
Space Westerns with space dads. Genre mixing won't be what is coming up. There you go.
I know.
And also, as for, he said, when you are shooting, do you keep the music in mind or do you wait until post to consider? Wow, I had a hiccup right there in the middle.
Yeah, a stroke right there in the middle.
Yeah, or do you wait until post to consider the score? You always kind of have like an I think we always kind of hear something,
yeah.
But what it is and what might be on the thing are two different things.
Well, traditionally, like, okay, so if you write in the script what the song is supposed to be, then that's what you go for. But,
yeah.
But usually what happens is you have no idea what the score is going to be like. You shoot it, and basically your edit kind of creates the rhythm of the shot.
And then you find something.
And then you go through, traditionally in Hollywood, you'll go through what's called a spotting session, and you sit there and you watch the movie, and it's like, I want music. This scene needs some music here. And then you figure, okay, this scene needs music. And then you sit down with a composer, or if you're composing yourself, you try to figure out what kind of music do I want to go over this. And that's how it works. So yeah, usually, unless it's a specific thing, we're not going to think about the music during the production part of it.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, when I write stuff, I usually tend to try to. I mean, and you kind of write it down too, like if you have a specific song.
If it's specific, yeah.
Yeah.
But usually it's never. I mean,
usually it's very bland or general or just kind of like you don't really think about it too much until you say like at the end.
Yeah.
But
I know somebody was saying that we're lucky because we live in the U.S. You have the opportunity to see other movies. In my country, only get the huge movies come in. That's kind of similar to the way to the U.S. The thing is, like, we get to see the smaller movies from our country, but we don't see your guys' smaller movies.
Yeah, exactly.
So the same thing with if you live in another country like Uruguay, you're not going to see a small American movie come to your country because it's the same thing. You guys just aren't interested. I mean, the general population just isn't interested.
However, that being said, I feel like Netflix is slowly closing that gap.
Yeah.
Because once it gets to like video time, they seem to be buying up.
They'll buy everything.
Yeah, they'll buy everything.
Yeah.
That seems to be what they're doing. They're just like collecting a huge amount of stuff.
That's what I was thinking. I was going through like Chinese. So I was going through using Google movies back when they used to have Google movies, and I would go to I would pick a theater in like China and see what was playing that night.
Yeah.
And I found out that in China, not that many American movies play. A huge number of Chinese movies are being played. Taipei, Japan, like half and half.
Yeah.
France, maybe half American and half French movies. But yeah, China is an exemption. Like one American movie and like 20 other Chinese movies. I don't know why I was sitting on your camera the whole time.
I don't know. Oh wow, really? So I was just sitting here like I figured you were talking, so I'm just like, yeah, all right. I was like looking down and reading.
Pay attention, John. All right, what are you? I heard movie music is not good anymore. Okay, I was trying to match the film. Okay, yeah. So I think you're talking about referencing the Every Frame of Painting video on that. I like Every Frame of Painting. I'm going to go on record and saying that was not a good video of his. It was very, very cherry picking topics because he kept asking the question of people like, "What's the theme song from the Avengers?" And I looked it up and I realized, oh yeah, I do recognize the theme song. It's almost the same theme song as the Harry Potter one. In fact, there's the new Harry Potter movie took like a radical approach to the Harry Potter theme song. Bum bum bada bum 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 bum, and that bum bum bada or bum 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 is the same fanfare for the Avengers theme call. Call. And I remember, but then when I watched it back again on video, I'm like, it's close. It's not the same, but it's one of those things where it reminds you of something.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, if you go if you look up on Filmmaker IQ that one video that Tony Zhao made on that music, there's somebody that put a rebuttal to that, which is actually a very good rebuttal about why it's a lot more complicated than he made it out to be. If you get me going, if you get enough Emily Blunts in me, then I will go on a long rant about video essays and my problem with video essays. But we won't do that right now. We won't do that right now.
Canster, the Doctor Who episode Silence in the Library. Actually, it was little organisms that hid in the shadows. and that was what was eating people alive. They were little carnivorous, basically like not insects, but like microscopic things.
We need to like give a trophy for anybody who says, actually.
Yeah,
because that's the best thing in the world. And that's what I do all the time.
Yeah,
I cut to you while I was talking.
Yep.
No, that's what I do. It's like, actually, that's how I do. That's how I start every comment on every video essay. Actually, sorry.
Yeah. Well, it was because they were from the forest that all the books were made out of, and they were essentially made. They woke up in the library, and then they were hunting in the library like it was the forest, and so they were hiding in the shadows.
But how are we talking about Doctor Who?
Huh?
How are they talking about Doctor Who now?
Oh, because Joseph was talking about his. Was it Joseph that was talking about his? He had an idea for a movie that was like a monster that was in the shadow of a person in the room, and then there are two people in this doubles in size and fully disappears in the light. So, yeah. So and then Canster brought up the fact that it's very similar though. I mean, a similar idea. Shadows are one of those things where I don't know, people just kind of have a fear of like shadows.
I do.
Yeah, exactly. When you see the shadow, like whether it's projected on a wall or things like that, we have this innate fear.
Like when I was a kid, and not so much as an adult, because I've kind of grown to like living in the dark, because I'm a badass, ladies.
Yeah. We're not afraid anymore.
Anyhow, when I was a kid, like we have a garage and it's dark in there, and and there's a refrigerator out in the garage, so I need to go get some milk from the refrigerator. So I'll go out there and I'm like, it's dark, and I go get the milk, and I quickly, when I get close to the door, I run back into the house and I slam the door behind me because I'm afraid of the dark. Yeah, that was a lot of information, right? Too much TMI. We had one comment in there about Alfonso was just mentioning. So I have it was a theory of a friend of mine, but it's the theory that it's easier to make a movie in a country with not a very established film industry, because you're kind of a bigger fish in a smaller pond kind of a thing.
Okay.
Because in America, there is so much stuff being made that even you have to get through all the clutter. Yeah. Right, and to be a success,
you have to jump through all the hoops.
But if you're like that, and I'm not going to pick on Indonesia. I don't think anybody from the chat from Indonesia. If you're Indonesian, there's not a huge Indonesian film company, so you can make an Indonesian film, and people are like, "Oh crap, they made this movie here. Let's go see it." It's a lot. Yeah. It's somewhat easier to be a success in a hometown kind of movie than it is in America. It's like, well, you made a movie, so did my brother.
Yeah. So did all these.
So
other
did my
people.
kid with his Barbie toy camera.
Hey, Giovanni and Angelo, how are you guys doing?
Guys, how you doing?
Where's the audio guy? Did you fire him? Yes.
Yes, he's dead.
He is dead. We've killed him.
We totally killed him. We shot him in the face.
They have a great film industry in Uganda. Wait, we shot him in the face?
No, you can't.
No, we can't say that.
Okay.
He is very much quite alive, just not here. Let's see.
Okay,
you have an innate fear of bad Quentin Tarantino films on 70 millimeter. Well, I'm sure a lot of people have that fear.
Yeah. I like this. Personally, we have seen the end of any more great Mel Brooks films. He may have the creativity, but Mel Brooks is like 100 almost, so I don't think he's going to make any more movies. But are we going to make that kind of comedy? Comedy comes and goes, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think we're coming to the end of the era of like the Bridesmaid kind of comedy, the Hangover style comedy. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen next. But yeah, political correctness, we'll see. I don't like to get too political on these things, but yeah, comedy can. I think comedy will find a way, like life. Like Jeff Goldblum saying that.
Yeah, he said, personally, I think we have seen the end of any great Mel Brooks movies. May have been the creativity.
Yeah, that's what I was addressing.
Oh, is that what you were addressing?
Yeah.
You never know. Creativity strikes when you least expect it. And yes, he's kind of been going back and doing it like that, and kind of
he's really old.
I know he is really old. But you never know. You might be able to shake one last. I don't know. Actually, I honestly feel like his humor doesn't fit into our society anymore.
Probably not.
And which is sad because
let's be really honest here. Like, he stopped kind of his comedy kind of stopped going well right after like Robin Hood,
Prince of Thieves,
Prince in Tights.
Oh, Prince, yeah, Men in Tights.
Men in Tights. That
like
was
Prince of Thieves. No,
yeah, that movie was
Kevin Costner.
passable. It was good, but it wasn't like classic Mel Brooks. You know? Mel Brooks is kind of that old Borscht Belt, Catskills resort kind of.
Yeah.
Jewish humor from Texaco Hour kind of TV.
I was always hoping that sooner or later we get to work with Gene Wilder. That never happened.
I know. He became real bitter too.
Yeah. Well, he stayed away. Like he only did like interviews and stuff after so much.
He was trying to get real bitter.
Yeah.
What's GWTW?
GWTW?
It's like one of those. That doesn't shut up on yours.
I'm not sure. Oh, it's there, right there.
No, I don't know.
First film showing someone shot in the face.
First phone show? I have no idea. I mean, it would probably be later in the 60s or something like that because you weren't allowed to show stuff like that.
Gone with the Wind. Did Gone with the Wind show someone being shot in the face?
I don't think about shot in the face. I'm pretty sure they didn't show any, because the first use of squibs was until like the 1950s, and it was like a Russian movie or a Polish movie that did it. So I don't think, I mean, it shows somebody probably shot, but not shot in the face.
Yeah, did it show him just kind of like pointing the gun at the face and then the gunfire and then him on the ground? Is that kind of what happened? I don't know. I can't remember. Honestly, I've seen.
I've
only seen the first part of Gone with the Wind.
You haven't seen the whole thing?
No, we watched. It's really good. Remember, started watching it. We watched the first part. Something happened. We just never watched the second part of it. And I just never had the urge to.
My dad took me to see that on one of those, classics at the movie theater thing.
As God is my witness, I shall never.
That's how the first half
again.
ends.
Yeah, that's where I got to.
Yeah,
I never saw the other half of it.
But Scarlett, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Yeah,
I don't give a flying.
Yeah, I never
Anyhow. I know I'm looking like an idiot. I'm squinting because I can barely see the monitor.
Scarlett shot him right in the face.
Yeah, that's right. That's how it ends, Joe. Spoiler alert.
Is it? That's what happens?
No. Basically, the guy, Grant. What is his name? He just says, Scarlett's like, "What am I gonna do? You're walking on me." He's like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck. See ya." Yeah. That's how it ends. It's wonderful.
Speaking of comedians that don't make an appearance anymore, we need more Rick Moranis, maybe. Yes, he actually did retire after his wife passed.
Yeah.
But he has been showing up. He's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Because he was taking care of his kids. He was like, I choose my kids over acting. And now he's coming back. Like, he's slowly
great actor, too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, underrated performance in, what's the name of that movie? Damn it, John. It's too damn hot. Little Shop of Horrors.
Yep, Little Shop of Horrors.
Underrated performance.
Little Shop of Horrors.
I mean, I've done that musical, and Rick Moranis just nails it.
Suddenly Seymour. Yep. Since you guys are on the internet, what do you think about the movie in recent months and years toward original programming from online services such as Netflix and YouTube? I'm down for it because there's a high more possibility that we could get something we want made onto YouTube or onto Netflix than we would ever see on an actual.
As far as YouTube's concerned, though, I doubt they're going to pick on any of our stuff because they already don't fit their algorithm.
Yeah, at this point, we can't even get on their freaking algorithm, right? Let alone get a fucking movie made by them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a new medium, man. It's a new delivery system, and we're all learning how to use it. And it's just like radio and television before. Now we got this new thing.
And also, if just going back to the Rick Moranis thing, will he springboard back from that? Yes, because apparently everybody's I'll be listening to commentary things, and they'll be talking about like, oh, we really wanted to get Rick Moranis for this or stuff like that. It's like really random and weird. I don't remember what I was watching recently they wanted Rick Moranis to play the father of the guy. What was it from?
I gotta get my phone out because you're right. Go ahead and you can.
I don't know.
I want to research something for somebody.
Like they were talking about an episode or something where the guy gets shrunk, and they're like, "Oh, we really wanted Rick Moranis to play the father, so it would be funny." But I mean, I think Rick Moranis is gonna be fine. Plus, he's already got a ton of money, and it doesn't really matter.
So the question was, I'll cut to me. The question was, what is a good movie for photographers to look at? I'm assuming you're looking for a movie that has a lot of great photography in it. And there's a movie that I'm trying to remember, and I can't, for the life of me, remember the name of it. but it was this really cool movie about a girl, and maybe the chat will help me with this.
Also, Cainster, I'm really glad that Rick Moranis didn't show up in the Ghostbusters remake. I would like that is just a smart move. Don't show up in it. Anyway,
Bill Murray should have taken that advice because that was a horrible cameo.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's a movie about a girl who's stuck in a prison, and she's imagining the story involving and it takes place like in an Arabian place in Arabia or India or something like that. It's beautiful cinematography. It was an independent movie, one of the most expensive independent movies ever made. But it is gorgeous.
Are you trying to think of the name?
I'm trying to think of the name of the dang thing. That's why I was just going to look it up. I can't remember the dang name of the movie. Maybe you guys can help me out. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it's not like The Mission or something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. And Brandon, I don't know if he'll spring back from the SCTV special, but it's where they all had their home. Like, it's, if Rick Moranis did start. Yeah, that's where they got their start. It's like going back to SNL for some cast members that Will Ferrell or something.
Martin Short, John Candy. Yeah. Some of the SNL guys from SCTV too.
Yeah, wasn't Harold Ramis there too?
Yeah, Harold Ramis. I mean, because Second City is Chicago, so it's all the Chicago folks.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the guys like that.
That's not an answer to the photography question. Oh, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. No. Okay, I get you, Wesley.
Yeah, no, I got you, yeah. No, I can't remember what it was, because I listened to a lot of commentary tracks of things. I remember what it was. It was the episode of The Flash, because they all got shrunk, and so they wanted Rick Moranis or something for that. It was just one of those things. I'll listen to commentary tracks from directors and stuff, just when I'm doing other things, or I'll have it on my MP3 player or stuff like that, and so sometimes I listen to a lot of that stuff.
I'm just gonna go to the last one here. John, what actresses are in the movies that you are looking for? About what year? It's not anybody famous.
It's an independent.
I'm trying to remember it, but it's pretty famous. I remember seeing it in theaters. And I remember it talked a lot about.
We're in the peak of summer. Any predictions for summer blockbusters in 2018?
Good question. I don't even know what's coming up.
Honestly, I don't even know what's coming up right now. Trying to think of anything.
Sorry,
I can't think of.
Unfortunately, I'm not that well read on what's coming up. Dang it, I can't find the dang movie. This is really great. This is why we're not good enough for Netflix.
Yeah, this is why we don't have a Netflix show.
Because we're just sitting around, goofing around, taking a look at our phone, trying to figure out what the name movie is. It's not Metropolis. Dark City is a good movie if you want to study film noir. Dark City. Anything by Victoria Scoraro. I can't remember. The guy that Apocalypse Now is another great example of a movie you should watch if you're in photography. Yeah. Anything by Roger Deakins. Check out Casino Royale. I love Casino Royale.
Yeah.
What's the other one that he did after Casino Royale? The Skyfall.
Yeah.
Skyfall's beautiful. I don't think Deakins did Casino Royale though. I think somebody else did. But Skyfall, you should check out.
Oh, the Christopher Robin movie. I'm actually looking forward to.
I saw an ad for that. Barry Lyndon's a good one too. Boy, we're just having fun. This is good. These are great movies.
Rampage, Ant-Man 2, Mission Impossible. Rampage. I think it's going to be entertaining. I haven't seen it. I think it'll be entertaining.
Because it already came out. It was kind of a flop.
Ant-Man 2, we want to go see that. Probably going to see it next couple days. Mission Impossible. It's Mission Impossible.
I need to go back and watch the other ones because I need to get caught up. Because I used to be a big Mission Impossible fan back in the 90s.
Your favorite, yeah.
Mission Impossible 2 was one of the best movies.
My favorite, our favorite movies of the year so far.
Did we answer this last time? Go ahead, try. See.
Oh, I'm just saying Infinity War.
I know, that's what we said last time.
Yeah.
I liked Infinity War a lot.
Alfonso, I do stuff on Twitch, but it's more like games. I just haven't been able to get around it recently because of some family stuff. And John's usually bouncing around in there, and we play board games on there from this here place, and we do stream that once a month. But we actually have to get better at Terraforming Mars before we play it again on stream, because we tried to play it. It did not end the way we had hoped.
I'm really sorry I can't come up with the name of that dang film. But it's shot in one of the it's like that. There's a couple movies that are just non. There's no dialogue. It's like Kamisakwat or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm so bad right now with names.
As for Fortnite making a movie, probably not. I don't think Fortnite.
Do we need a Fortnite movie?
Well, I mean, they've done a really good job of making like these weird, like almost arches in every season. Whereas, like, okay, so at the end of this last season, there was a missile that shot up into the sky and like made a crack in like the ceiling of the Fortnite game, right?
Okay.
And all of a sudden, a hamburger, it's like the mascot, kind of like Burger King style hamburger guy, like burger place. The head of that disappeared, and some dude in the real world found a burger head of that guy out in the middle of the freaking desert with a cop car and like a thing that says "Do not get close to this." There's whole pictures of it. Like they've literally made them set out to make their own promotional stuff. Some random dude who was on like a hike trail found the head with like a police officer car and like cones around it and shit, and like and he took a picture of it and stuff. So it's like the guys from Epic Games are literally making interesting stuff making their own promotional stuff, obviously, but yeah, just randomly putting out a like burger head icon thing that was from the game that disappeared.
It seems like that kind of stuff is really better suited for the internet and just making internet films about it rather than making like a theatrical movie.
Oh yeah. No. There's not much you can do, I think, to make that a movie. Like, while it stays interesting and relevant in the game and online, I just don't see them being able to like come up with a viable movie for Fortnite. Like, we dropped 100 people, unless they're just going to be like, we dropped 100 insane like people on an island with some weapons and just
battle royale style, watch Battle Royale.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a bunch of Japanese students. Japanese students on an island.
They made a movie about Doom. Doesn't have to be a good movie. However, they could actually there is a plot to Doom that would make a movie actually viable. But all they did was take The Rock and then they were like, we can just ride The Rock, Dwayne Johnson name to some box office sales from WWF fans.
I mean, I'm still waiting for that Seventh Guest and Mist movies. So
I've played the PvE mode for that too, but it's also very scattered.
I'd love to see a Seventh Guest movie.
Oh, that would be cool.
I don't know why they can't get the rights to that. I'm still looking for this movie. I don't know why I'm doing that.
Yeah,
I'm just obsessing. You guys saw me start on this stuff, man. That's the worst thing about getting older is like you can't remember stuff anymore.
Nate, what did you miss? We talked about what's coming up. We talked about favorite theme songs.
Oh, hey, Nate, one thing you should check out. We got new T-shirts coming from Teespring.
Yeah, we got some new T-shirts.
We got branded gear. Notice that Joe and I are both wearing our lovely Filmmaker IQ T-shirts. You can get that. I think we should start seeing like ads below this video, hopefully sooner or later. Yeah. But you can go to the site too, and our website right here. And there's a link to get your own T-shirts. And if you become the top points earner for the month, you will actually get a free T-shirt courtesy of me.
Yep.
So please do check out the site and get some new stuff. And don't forget to come on to Patreon. So that's a good rundown. I'm still looking for this damn movie.
And cut to black film. How do you know if your short is ready for or right for festivals?
Good question.
That is a good question, and we have a video for that. That just kind of gives you some pointers. We don't have a link, obviously.
Yeah, if you go through the channel,
go through the channel.
It's it's called How to Get Your Short Film into Film Festival. How do you know you're ready? Is when you feel. I have a friend of mine who's an editor who did a lot of work in music videos. He said, a film is never finished. It is only abandoned. So you know you're ready when you feel like you've kind of done all you can to make this film as good as you can. And then you start putting it out there. We have a lot of strategies on that video about how to approach film festivals, what to look for, what to aim for, and most importantly, don't get too hung up on it and have fun, enjoy yourself.
Unless you're George Lucas, who said, quote was, I'm sorry you all fell in love with a half-finished film. I wasn't finished with it yet, and then basically talking about the original release of Star Wars versus the newest release of the extended changed versions of George Lucas's machinations, where he destroyed my childhood. Wait, he destroys my childhood a lot. Anyway,
I had no childhood to be destroyed.
Yeah, I know. Because you only saw the special edition ones, right? You never saw the original,
not the original ones.
Yeah.
No. Hey, so you want to sweep our floors? You're more than welcome to come over here and sweep our floors.
Bad karma, always welcome.
Let me know when you're coming over so I can be here.
Someone to get to where you are now, what advice would you give them? Prepared to be frustrated.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Sit in 90%. The ball and cry and sit in the natal position and just cry your eyes out. Like, oh, what have I done with my life? It's a good question. It's like, what do you do? The fact of the matter is, I don't know. I think a lot of people think I'm going to get heavy now. Even though I've given up trying to figure out the name of the movie.
You've given it up?
I've given up. I'll figure it out as soon as we stop streaming. It'll pop in my head. But I think a lot of us, you might look at someone like me and say, well, that guy's made it. I don't feel that way. I certainly don't feel that way. And I probably look at a lot of people and other people and think, man, that guy's got it made. And they probably think, man, I'm such a phony. Yep. So fact is, it's a struggle. It's a struggle to make this thing work.
It's a spiral staircase of depression.
Even Martin Scorsese, there's interviews with Martin Scorsese. He's like, yeah, it's hard to make. Hard to make. You're Martin Scorsese, man, yep. and you're like, he's getting down. It's like, man, it's just hard, man. It's hard for me to make movies. But how do you get where you want? Is you have to. In this business, there is no one path. You don't go to school and then you just become this and you become this and you become that. I look at other people and I kind of other career paths and I kind of get jealous. Like, oh, well, you just go to school, pass this test, take this test, and then you get your. Nope, doesn't work that way as a filmmaker. We all have to find your own path and do our own thing, and then hopefully not give up on that thing. And it's hard. It really is. So that's the best advice I can give you is just be in it for the long run. See how long you can survive, because it's not about the short-term gain, because those are fleeting and they'll come and go.
Yep.
But being there for long.
I would say, find a story you want to tell. If you can't write a story that you want to tell, find someone that you know that has a story that you want to tell, or there's so many different avenues and ways of going about it. That don't think of just one path, just find the right path for you. I would say, don't think that you're gonna go the same route as us or as somebody else.
Or Spielberg.
Or Scorsese or what's his name? Quentin Tarantino.
Spielberg walked into the Universal lot or whatever the lot was. He just walked in and said, hey, can I have a job? You can't get past security these days.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, it ain't gonna happen. So the world changes and it doesn't work the same way as it used to. And we now have internet. So we have all kinds of things to. So it's tough. It is. We are all pioneers in this, unfortunately.
Yeah, and we're all pioneers. You have to find a way that works for you. And for us, it's here, doing this and. Even that's a struggle, and it gets frustrating at times.
But we need Patreon dollars.
Which is also why we're finding new ways to tell you guys our stories, or hang out with you guys, or it's all about kind of the interactions and trying to get
well, Joe really
get our stories to you, but also get our stories past the freaking algorithm.
Well, Joe hits a good point in that is connection, because people ask me or not. They don't ask me. They don't say John, but they say, "Well, how can Logan Paul be so darn successful?" Because sad to say it, Logan Paul connects with a certain audience, and a certain audience loves him, and even though you might think it's trash. I think it's trash. Most of it's trash. He connects, because that's what this new medium kind of allows us to do, is create really deep connections with people, maybe younger audiences or whatever. But that's what it's about. It's about personal connection. And I think if you can, as a filmmaker, you are much better off in this world making movies that connect to people, that speak to people, rather than making like flashy crap that no one it might be cool to your fellow filmmakers, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't speak to anything. It doesn't say anything. So I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, right? But there's a quote. One of my favorite quotes is by Michael Bay. And his quote is, "I make movies for teenage boys, so shoot me."
Yeah, I like to blow crap up. That was his other one right after that.
It's like, he makes movies that connects to those people, and there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Even though that might not be you. That's all I guess.
And then Brandon kind of said, if you go into making film from another profession, what is a good profession to come from? I got
an answer for that. Billionaire.
Yeah, billionaire.
That's a great job to come from. You can do almost anything if you're a billionaire. No,
exactly. Honestly, I mean, you could swing a mop pretty handily and be, essentially in the film profession, because you could be a set, or you could wind up being a set designer.
I'll give you a couple ones. Sales. If you come from sales and you're a really good salesman, I bet you do very well in the movie business, because you can pitch
anything.
Nobody's business.
That's true.
Another good profession, if you come from like wedding coordinator, because my producer's friend Susan, she has no issue when it comes to like running a set, because that's what weddings are.
Yep.
They're nothing but a production with bad actors, right? So those are a couple good professions. I mean, look, filmmaking is the wonderful thing about filmmaking is that it is such a wide. And one of the things people used to always say to me was like, "What does that have to do with filmmaking?" Well, everything has to do. Filmmaking is such a wide, encompassing field that you can come from any background and have good things to bring to the filmmaking world. So,
I feel like Cainster. Okay, so Cainster said, "Have you guys visited Atlanta? And what do you think of Atlanta, Georgia area becoming one of the largest film production placements in the U.S.?" Great for Atlanta, honestly. I mean, because that's where they filmed Civil War,
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Every time you see the little Georgia sign at the end of the movies,
I'm pretty sure probably.
Hey, you know who else is in Atlanta?
Who's that?
The Too Many Cooks guy.
Oh yeah,
I friended him on Facebook.
Did you?
I love that guy.
Yeah,
William Tokarski or something like that.
And
if you guys go see what's that movie, Jumanji?
He's in there.
And I'm like,
as the bread
dude,
guy.
I love you. And he's like said hi and
welcome, Len.
The guy from Too Many Cooks said hi to me, and that made me feel warm and fuzzy. So, quick thing about Georgia. Great for Georgia.
Always do.
And Tyler Perry, I think, is out there too.
Yeah.
And I don't watch Tyler Perry movies, but man, if there's a guy, talk about a guy who like made his thing. He made it. I mean, he makes his own movies, man. I would love to be Tyler Perry's shoes. I make my, he makes whatever he wants. Yep. Anyhow, the good thing about Georgia is you guys really established a good thing going on, and I think you gotta be careful. There's a lot of states playing the tax break game. Yeah. Now, the problem is what happens if you can only do the tax break thing for so long, and they realize, oh, we're losing a lot of money here.
Yeah.
And then when the tax breaks go away, then the Hollywood productions pick up and they go somewhere else. So that's the dangerous thing about that. But I think Georgia at least has become established enough where it can be like a second production hub. And that's great. That's fantastic. More props to you. And Austin's another place like that too. From the Rodriguez
Tyler
days.
Perry, Screen Gems, Pinewood Studios, to name a few. Yeah, exactly, Cancer.
So Logan
and
Paul.
Pablo, welcome from Colombia.
A lot of people are into the lifestyle videos, such as Jenna Marbles, quality content. Yeah, lifestyle, but it is still a personal connection. People are still connecting to that person, and that's kind of the quality production because YouTube has been kind of known to not have quality, known to have potato quality. It's been kind of a given here on YouTube, but hopefully that's changing a bit. Mm-hmm. Like the guy Electric Boom. You guys know Electric Boom? He's the Persian guy that puts together electronics and actually shocks himself a lot.
Yeah.
If you watch his early videos, they're kind of pretty low quality production, but he's gotten so much better. And but I love that guy. I love his character. He's a Tim Taylor.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys are old enough to remember that reference.
More power.
No, let's sing the theme song to that.
It wasn't. It was a boom. Boom.
There was a theme song, but there was no words to it.
There's no words.
But it had a lot of him grunting, a lot of him burping. Anyhow.
Yep. It was, I can't do it.
I can't.
Anyway, also, Satchmo says, I live in Baton Rouge, and I've heard the movie scene is drying up here because the tax benefits are getting slim. Yeah,
that's unfortunate. Although, it was kind of funny. I was talking to my executive when we did the interview. We were talking about Baton Rouge, actually. He was like, oh, yeah, we shot something out there, but they haven't done anything since. So, yeah, that's the dangerous thing about tax breaks. They're only a temporary fix. Electro Boom is his name. I love Electro Boom.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so I mean, that's good that Georgia's getting that, but yeah, at the same time,
but I think Georgia
sooner or later, I think it will outweigh.
But Georgia has a lot of has the studios. That's the studios and personnel. That's really the two big things. Mm-hmm. Like the facilities and personnel. But like if Montana says, okay, tomorrow everybody gets a tax break, 100% tax break, and everyone's like, oh, let's go to Montana and shoot stuff, and they don't have anything there. Yeah. As soon as the tax break goes away,
they're gone.
All right, we're going to go to North Dakota next to shoot. Yeah, we're going next door. Or somewhere else that has a free, or Alaska has a tax break or something.
Exactly.
Some nonsense. Swing a mop and be in the film profession. Someone has watched movie UHF lately. Have you seen the movie UHF lately?
Yeah, I've seen it. That probably is it's been a while, but
hey, Broadcast News is good too. That's a good movie. What's the other? What's the movie where it says, I'm mad as hell. I'm not gonna take it anymore. Network.
Yeah,
Networks. Man. The writing in Network is insane. That's like one of the best written films ever made.
Georgia also has a decent variety of landscapes: mountains in the northwest, swamplands in the south, and beach south.
Oh, hi, Kyle.
Yeah, that's true.
Welcome back, Kyle.
What's up, man?
I got your name right on the last video. Sorry about that I think it was a Paramount video.
Yep. Everyone's like Network. Yep.
But hey, Kyle, welcome back. I think YouTube is going to change a lot in a few years. Yeah, it will. People's free time is limited. So one thing I've noticed, and we can discuss this too, is I feel like YouTube, in certain ways, its algorithm is pushing a lot more for new content.
Yeah.
So and then I think what happens. Well, let's stick with the new content. So it really favors new content. Mm-hmm. So if I spend 2 months making a video, it'll have like a tiny window where it does real well, and then just all right,
and then it fades away.
Off in the wild. But on the flip side, I'll watch a video of some channel, and all of a sudden I'll get 100 videos in my feed of their videos from 3 years ago.
Yep.
So maybe flip side. So maybe hopefully we produce more videos on our stuff that you guys watch, and maybe you'll get, because we have 92 videos in our video list. And you may have to get one of my really old videos.
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle.
Let's see. You think networking movie has great writing, so what do you think makes it so good? What part of writing makes a movie good? What if your script stinks, but your actors or plot are great?
That's a good question. So Network is really good because the writing is so darn smart. If you listen to the way the terrorist organization that's in there, the way they're negotiating TV right deals with the network. I mean, the writing is, it's clever, it's snappy, it's sharp, it's smart, it's funny. There's a whole thing where the guy's in the boardroom and he's talking to the CEO. He's like, the corporation is the word, and he's like delivering the sermon on high to the guy. It's a Patty Dostoevsky, I think, wrote it.
Yeah.
Amazing movie. What makes it so good? Like I said, snappy. What happens if you have a crappy script and your actors but the actors and plot are great? Then I don't think you would have a crappy script, because if the plot
is good, then I would say the script is probably going to be pretty.
And if you have really good actors, they can probably make a poorly dialogued
script workable. Yeah.
However, very rarely going to have a bad script that has a good plot.
Yeah.
Or it's usually something wrong with the script that includes the plot. Mm-hmm. It's like a unicorn. It just doesn't exist, really. You had a follow-up question to that? Family Feud has packed up for 2018, moved back to California. Oh, that sucks. Well, Good for Cal. Now we can go see you.
Yeah.
Family Feud.
Family Feud. No.
Your country's always misrepresented. The worst case scene in Mr. and Mrs. Smith movie Bogota is depicted as shot in a hot Caribbean outlaw town. Factors of 9 million people in a cold city. Well, sorry.
Yeah.
Americans, we just our geography's not that perfect,
but at least Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt didn't try to adopt a child from your place. Or maybe they did. I don't know.
No, I think it's from Africa.
Well, you never know. Wherever they go, they might adopt children.
So here's the thing. So I also noticed this about movies about L.A. or taking place in L.A. That they screw up L.A.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen the movie Expecting, or is it Knocked Up? Knocked Up.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the movie Knocked Up, they're like, at the very end of the movie, spoiler alert, delivers the baby because she's knocked up. Get it? And Seth Rogen's like, okay, so I got this place I got this place out in like East LA, and we're gonna raise the family together. Okay, so the last shot is a helicopter shot of this car driving up Highway 1 near Santa Monica.
Yeah,
but it's heading west.
Yeah,
they need to be going the other direction. But the other direction's ugly.
But the other direction is ugly. Yeah, exactly.
It's not as beautiful as Santa Monica.
Well, they're never gonna, you can't really.
So,
it's only because
actually.
Yep.
So yeah, Hollywood just don't expect Hollywood to be truthful about anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Pablo. I'm sure Bogota probably is a lovely. I mean, I remember memorizing the name of that city in high school. I always wanted, I'll go there. If you buy me a ticket, I'll come and visit, and we'll make a short film in Bogota.
Favorite adaptation of a book to a movie? Well,
that's a good one.
Yeah, and he said Princess's Bride. Even though he hasn't really read the book.
Well, that's not fair.
However, Jurassic Park, mine, because
the book was pretty good.
The book was good, and the lawyer didn't die. Good.
Yeah, we're talking about this.
Yep.
So in the movie, we're saying Jurassic Park, where the guy, the safari guy, the guy says clever girl, he had time to shoot that raptor.
Yep.
But he didn't because he had to die. And then we were saying the lawyer, who doesn't really die in the book, he doesn't deserve to die. He
doesn't deserve to die in the movie.
He didn't do anything wrong. The lawyer did nothing wrong. Gennaro or something. Yeah. My favorite book to, let's see if I can think of one. Do you have any others you can think of?
Trying to really think.
I don't know how to read. I do know how to read.
No, I mean, most of the stuff that I've lately is actually booked to TV. The Expanse is booked to TV. Game of Thrones is booked to TV. The Shannara Chronicles were booked to TV. You're starting to see a lot of, because people are going like, hey, books. Those things, they do things. Let's take those and make them into stuff.
Hey, you wanna do an actually right now?
Sure.
Actually, Ben-Hur was a book adaptation.
Oh, was it? Well, nice.
My farts smell especially good tonight.
The Sierra Madre.
That was a great movie too.
Yep.
Yeah, the Ben-Hur was written by a Civil War general or a major or something like that. African Queen. That's a good movie.
Oh, yeah, Bullet with Steve McQueen did the same geography mix-up with San Francisco, yeah.
Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo was a book.
Was it freaking really?
No.
I was going to say, I don't think so.
I got you on that one.
Your thoughts on...
Lady.
I wanted to call bullshit on it because I'm like, how would you know? 90% you don't read. You read, technical
I don't read that
books.
Much stuff.
Yeah.
No, but could you imagine Deuce Bigalow? It was originally a children's book.
Yeah,
written in 1927.
Written in 1927. And Rob Schneider playing that 1927 role.
It was originally called Deuce Bigalow, Lady Gentleman's Caller.
Lady Gentleman Caller.
Okay, that's horrible. And it was see Deuce Bigalow down the street. He is now expecting a lady.
There you go. There. Right there, there's a pitch.
There's a pitch, okay.
Right there. 1927 adaptation, Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo to...
The year is 1927, and one man stands on the brink of romantic disaster. It's Deuce Bigalow.
And financial ruin.
Yes. Deuce Bigalow in the era of the Roaring 20s.
Yep.
It's like Gatsby meets Deuce Bigalow.
Yep.
Rob Schneider is.
His name is Deuce Bigala. The male collar.
Okay, so I think Deuce Bigelow is funny to make fun of, but do you guys know what Deuce Bigelow is? Or is that too old of a reference? Do you know who Rob Schneider is?
If anybody out there, perhaps even maybe Rob Schneider's in the room, you could tell everybody who you are. No.
Rob Schneider wouldn't be caught dead watching this.
No, not at all. The most horrible thing would be if so, like, all of a sudden Rob Schneider did pop up and like, what the?
Hey, I liked you guys. I supported you guys. I'm a patron on Patreon.
Yeah, I'm a patron on Patreon. But like, really? Like,
that'd be great.
You don't mind being pelted by rotten fruit and vegetables? We got a sketch.
Let us extend an olive branch to Rob Schneider. If you're watching, come on down to the studio. We'll have you on the show as a guest, and we'll talk about your experience with Deuce Bigelow.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Maybe we'll pitch to this audience your next movie.
Yeah. We got his next movie in the bag.
All right.
Deuce Bigala, male gentleman caller.
Milady.
Yeah, exactly.
Milady, gentleman caller. All right. I think I got enough to the chat to go with here. What else we have here?
Let's see.
A lot of grass when the cows eat and not much else. I'm missing something there. Oh, yeah. Dracula was not that good a movie, though.
Rob Schneider is a stapler. That is indeed. All right, let's see. If you haven't seen Isle of Dogs...
Oh, yeah, I like the Isle of Dogs.
What do you think about it?
It wasn't my favorite movie.
If you have seen it.
It wasn't my favorite Wes Anderson... Because my favorite Wes Anderson movie is still The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yep.
Did you just throw my cat out the window? Spoiler alert. Right. But, yeah, that movie is so magical. Isle of Dogs felt a little too... half Wes Anderson. I mean, I saw it in a beautiful projection, and it was really cool, but... I just couldn't. Something about the story did not rub me the right way.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
I didn't actually see Isle of Dogs.
It's worth watching. I mean, if you want to be a actually movie snob, it's good. It's good to watch.
I prefer only to do it on like Doctor Who stuff and.
Okay, please don't. I mean, if you read my comments on other people's studios, I say stuff to try to bring stuff up. I don't want to be the actually guy. I mean, I don't
feel like you do.
No. Actually, you do.
Actually, you do. I don't have glasses. One day I'll have glasses, and then I'll be able to.
Actually, yeah. Somebody will make a joke about something, and it's like, actually, did you know?
Yep. Because it just looks pretentious if I push up at glasses that don't exist.
The music is beautiful. Is that what we're talking about? Are we still talking about Isle of Dogs, or?
What is your favorite local movie theater?
Yeah.
Russian Boss. Our favorite one is one that's very
I've got
cheap.
two. I've got three now, actually. So there's one AMC by your house. Mm-hmm. That's like $5 cheaper than the one than the Edwards at the mall.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, let's just go there.
Yep.
Because no one else goes there.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming TACU is the second one.
No, I like Titan Lux over there, the Ratings Theater. Yeah. Because that's the one with the leather chairs and all that. Mm-hmm. But what sucks about that is you can't go on opening nights because it's usually just full up.
Yeah.
Because there's only a few seats on it. And then Temecula is great because it's cheap and it's like the old school.
Yeah, it's like the old school theater with
cheap.
And they do midnight showings of old stuff.
Yeah, I love. I broke my Rocky Horror Cherry there.
Yeah, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I've seen it like 6 or 7 times there.
Yeah, and then during Christmas they do Griswold Family Christmas.
Every month they do, but they just did Princess Bride.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
I actually missed that one. I would have seen that.
I've never seen Princess Bride.
Yeah, I feel like we're actually, instead of the Rotten Reels one, it's just going to be like catching John up on pop culture movies.
There's another show I like to watch in Double Toasted.
Yeah.
They have a segment called Sammy Hasn't Seen Shit.
Yeah.
Because they make Sammy watch old movies.
Yeah. Actually, that's maybe what Johnny Hasn't Seen Shit. But just take that one too. It's like Goonies, freaking Princess Bride.
What else haven't I seen?
Dark Crystal.
Nope, I haven't seen that. What's the one with Bowie in it?
Labyrinth.
I haven't seen that one.
God, what else is there?
Name some more 80s movies. City Slickers.
City Slickers.
I have not seen that one.
Yeah, there you go. And City Slickers too. Might as well go with both. Curly's Gold. Legend of Curly's Gold. Surf Ninjas. Why not? Throw that out there.
Are you sure about Surf Ninjas?
Yeah, no, it's terrible, but we make you watch it.
Is that the Rotten Reel or is that the Johnny Hasn't Seen Shit video?
That one's
little bit
not
of
good.
both.
Well, it's a little of both, actually. Yeah, you're right.
both.
It's actually a little of both.
I mean, I can quote a couple lines from Princess Bride. In fact, I'm going to quote it in one of my videos. But I don't think you understand. I don't think you keep using that word, but I don't think you understand what it means.
Yeah. That word means what do you think it means?
More diamond jack.
Inconceivable. That was what he was talking about when he said that.
So, have you guys seen My Dinner with Andre? I think that's the name of the movie.
Is that the one with the Giganto guy, Billy Crystal?
That's the guy with the inconceivable. He plays this New York liberal, and he talks. I haven't seen that movie either, so we can watch that.
Yeah.
But that seems like more of a
Willow?
highbrow.
Yeah, Willow.
I have seen Willow.
Yeah, I thought you did. I was looking at that.
I have seen Willow because it came out right when I was here.
Yeah.
I think. I don't remember a damn thing about it though, but I've seen it.
Could watch Fred Savage's Little Monsters as a terrible one too. That's a little both.
I have not seen the one that's the Ready Player One movie. The one with Ferris Bueller.
Oh, you haven't seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I think I've seen that one. I don't remember. I might. We could add it to the list, but
yeah.
The one with Matthew
John
Broderick.
Hughes. Oh,
but it's the one. It's from the Ready Player One where he has to go through the entire dialogue, bit by bit.
Yeah, that's Ferris Bueller.
No, it's not. It's the one. Where
War Games.
War Games. Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
I was like, wait, that was it's War Games. Dang it, this thing.
Now he's got to type in the code. Just out of context, is there a documentary about Charlie Chaplin called Unknown Chaplin? Do you guys know about it? The man can be Stanley Kubrick looked like an amateur director. You are right. All right, theory about Stanley Kubrick. I don't think he was insane. I don't think he was as demanding. I mean, I think he was demanding. He was just trying to find out different ways to get a take. Like he was just trying to find what he was trying to do, all different possibilities, and then pick which one he wanted to edit. But Charlie Chaplin. Yeah, he was a perfectionist. He made that girl from the City Lights.
Oh,
he
yeah.
made her cry.
Yep.
Like just bawl out. I mean, he was hard, rough. Hey, a movie I watched came out was the Mr. Rogers documentary. You guys watch the Mr. Rogers documentary out there?
Oh yeah, I haven't. No.
I'll just my take on it. I liked it. I didn't love it because I don't feel like it constructed a good enough story. It just showed you. Mr.
you
Rogers.
haven't seen The Rocketeer yet either.
I have. Oh, I love
did
The
you?
Rocketeer.
Okay, I thought you didn't. Okay.
Yeah. So anyhow, with Mr. Rogers, as a guy that makes kind of pseudo documentaries myself, I always look for that story, and I felt like the Mr. Rogers thing was, here's a story, here's another story about him, here's another story, here's another story, and unfortunately, a lot of the really emotional stuff I've already seen on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, but Rocketeer. So back on the Rocketeer.
I think I have the Unknown Chaplin actually.
The Rocketeer came out the year after Dick Tracy came out.
Yeah.
Which is another one of my as a kid, I had a Dick Tracy yellow wallet.
Yeah.
Beautiful is gaudy.
I had the watch.
You had the little watch too?
Yeah.
I love Dick Tracy. You know that movie was up for an Oscar. Was up for I sound like Christopher Walken there. That movie was up for an Oscar.
It was an Oscar.
But anyhow,
can't do it.
Dick Tracy, I was in love with Dick Tracy, and my best friend at the time, we were like, I was like 9 or 10. This was before I even met you. So he's a jealous. Like, oh no, I'm jealous here. No, but Dick Tracy, and we played like Dick Tracy. We would pretend to be Dick Tracy. I'm gonna get you, Leatherface. Blank. The year after that, like I saw the Rocketeer, and like, let's play Rocketeer. My friend's like, nah, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, why not? It's fun.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if you know, there's a Rocketeer. They're actually going to be making a sequel.
Thank God.
It's like 3 years after the Rocketeer.
Yeah.
But now, like,
please get
where there's an actual army of Rocketeer people.
Oh, sweet.
So, like, yeah.
Please tell me you're going to get Jennifer Connelly back.
I don't know.
Because that woman is
supposed to be 3 years after.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just want to see more Jennifer Connelly.
They may change it though. It may not be 3 years, but that was the synopsis thing that I saw. It was like 3 years after Rocketeer.
Jennifer Connelly in the Rocketeer is about like what heaven looks like, and then they got the James Bond in it too. Timothy Dalton? Yeah, Rocketeer, man. That was I was watching something on that the other day. See, I also love airplanes. So that movie, that it's called the BG, the airplane with the big old nose, and the cockpit was like way back here, but the nose was this long and had the wings. That was such a cool plane. I wish I kind of stuck with the airplane thing because I really enjoyed those. Man, look what these things are devoted to. Now I'm like sitting here like, oh, I should devote less time to filmmaking and more to building model airplanes.
Model airplane building.
I haven't built a model airplane.
So what is your favorite Alfred Hitchcock film and why?
You have one, Joe?
It's just Psycho.
Psycho's good. Psycho was probably the first movie that I saw of Hitchcock.
Yeah, it was mine as well.
And was it high school?
Huh?
Was it high school? Because our high school was brand new, so they were trying to do like things that were like, oh, edgy. Let's do some. So we had a theater, brand new theater, and like, let's show old movies.
Yep.
And so we watched Psycho, and we followed that up with
was it a Vertigo?
Christmas Vacation.
Oh right, yeah.
So my favorite Hitchcock.
We watched Vertigo in actual drama class.
Yeah,
drama class.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
You know, the people say that Vertigo is Hitchcock's most personal story or so.
Yeah.
I mean, yes and no. Vertigo was based on a book, actually. Vertigo was based on a book, and I think Hitchcock probably threw in a lot of his own personal stuff, but yeah, that's one of those movies where like I felt like James Stewart. I'm like, man, that woman. I made her out, you know. That was tough.
I like this. Kane said, "Heaven looks like Star Wars film, like a Star Wars film that hasn't been heavily edited or CGI'd by George Lucas." I'm okay with that.
All right.
What do you think about The Great Dictator and where you would rank it in his films?
I have seen The Great Dictator a couple times. I don't know. I'm not a big Chaplin buff, so I can't really put it in a place. Like I said, I've seen like City Lights. I've seen the one where he's working in the shop. So bad, man. It's the one where he's the one with the machines, where he's like working on the assembly line.
Here's the worst part: I have the complete Charlie Chaplin collection.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever watched it.
All right,
it sounds terrible.
Modern times.
Okay.
See, my brain works. It's just on a delay, just like the chat. It's like 30 minutes later. Oh, modern times.
No, it sounds terrible. It's like I like Chaplin, but I don't know. I don't like it enough. Is the thing. I've watched all of like Mel Brooks stuff and things like that. That stuff I find funny, and I always go back to it. But
can we talk? Okay, I like this. Can we talk about this? Like, you're tearing me apart, Satchmo 1991 music. The Room. So here's my take on The Room for people that don't care. I don't think it was that bad a movie. It was. Joe's like, fuck you, man. No, it's
Buster Keaton.
Incompetent. Yeah. It's not very good. It's boring, mostly. But the best parts of The Room are already on the internet as a highlight reel. It's just, I don't get the fascination with The Room because I've been to film festivals and I've seen a lot worse movies than The Room. Holy moly! Modern Times is right, Pablo.
Yeah. I mean,
Buster Keaton is the king.
I guess that's the thing, right? We've seen so many bad movies at film festivals and stuff like that. When we see things like that, we're just like, amateur hour. It could be worse. I've seen some horrible shit. It could be worse.
You know, The Room is at least competent.
Yeah.
And at least the sound is decent.
Yeah.
You know, when you go see a film festival of movies at film festivals, like, well, I mean, 48 hour. When you just see 48-hour movies, like you hear the director saying, "Cut."
Yeah, that's the best. You know? It's like or the best part of it is like, all of a sudden it's super, like they're in that pose, like, you know, where it should have cut, and then they all relax, and then all of a sudden you're cut, and then it cuts to the next scene. It was like, how did you not figure that out when you were editing it?
I know. Yeah, it is definitely breast cancer. There are great little moments in The Room, but the problem is like you can just go on YouTube and watch the 15-minute highlight reel of the best moments in The Room. You know, like, oh, here's your flowers. Oh, hello, doggy.
Yeah, hello, doggy.
That's a great scene.
Hi, Mark.
But that's a great scene that takes place in a 90-minute movie where it's like 80% of it's. but there's some great gems in it. But yeah.
Have you ever seen After Last Season?
Nope, I haven't heard
haven't
of
either.
that. Mel Brooks' High Anxiety is an underrated. That's another underrated Mel Brooks movie, High Anxiety, which I have not seen. So we can watch.
Okay, there's another one. Yeah. I guess at this point we're going to be doing two. One that's a terrible one that we all don't enjoy, and then one with good movies / something that
maybe we should do that. We should do that. Like watch a rotten, real and rotten film, or I don't know, something.
Yeah.
We watch a good movie and then we watch a terrible movie from the same year.
Yeah, there you go.
And there's probably a lot of good movies that all of us haven't seen.
Yep.
Faithful Findings is a million times worse than The Room. Maybe. I haven't heard of that one. It's so bad that it's good. Something called something called Gonard.
Probably rated.
Godard or something like that.
What's that?
There's a term for a movie that's so bad it's good. It's like Gonard or something like that. Or I don't know.
Or just
it
so
was
bad it's good.
Back in the day when the Idea Channel was. Remember the Idea Channel was still going? He did a whole video on that. I missed the chalkboard sounds. No, the chalkboard sounds are for when we do the lessons, and I still do the chalkboard sounds, but like for the Paramount videos or for the studio videos, whenever there's stuff drawing, that's when you have a chalkboard sound. I just wanted to vary it up. I didn't want everything to be chalkboard sounds, so I've been trying to do different things. But we'll still don't worry, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, Good Bad Flicks is a YouTube channel dedicated to so bad it's good movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. That's why I was hesitant when Joe was talking about what we should do with bad. I don't want to copy all these other channels that are doing this because I don't want to be seen as a copy of what they're doing.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to do our spin on it, which might be good to watch a good movie than watch a bad movie from the same year. Yeah, that'd be a good take on it.
Yeah. Our thing was just like we've seen Red Letter Media. Wow, I can't even say their name for some reason right now.
Sorry, Jay and Mike.
Yeah, Half in the Bag.
Half in the Bag is their review show. The Best of the Worst.
Best of the Worst. Yeah. That's what it was. But Best of the Worst, and so we've seen that before, and so it's like not like we're going like we're coming up with a new wheel idea. It's like no, it's out there and stuff like that. But it's one of those things that like it lets us get together, get some drinks, watch something. And just kind of, and then, but show you guys that we had fun or that we like cried in the corner because of the movie, whatever it may be.
I'll bare my soul for y'all's here. Like I run this studio pretty much by myself. I mean, I run it by myself. Joe comes here when he can. We hang out, we get lunch together, and I appreciate the fact he does that because I'm literally a lot of times I'm just in there by myself in the editing computer, just working by myself. It's so lonely. It gets lonely in here. So to do like a movie night where we get to watch movies is cathartic for me because I enjoy watching movies, man. I enjoy hanging out with my friends and watch movies, and if we can make that kind of fun and something that you guys can enjoy and then we can enjoy making them and.
Yeah, basically, man, at this moment, there's not enough cashish to pay for my salary.
So we could do some Patreon.
So yes, there you go. If you guys do that, there's more of a chance for me coming on full time.
Yeah, and
which is what we want. Like I just, it's a thing of we're all here and doing stuff, and it's one of those things is, me and John are the ones that bounce the ideas most, but John is 24/7. This
scary
filmmaker IQ
or film general
and film in general. I come along when because I'm a sellout because when there's money or obviously when he calls in a favor. And then gets me food.
I like getting people money.
Yeah.
Contrary to what people think, if I had the money to pay actors and the whole crew, I would, because that's the fun thing. So yeah, and also you can help us out, and you can get a cool T-shirt. By the way, fix it. Don't fix it in post. Dang it. I already ordered my shirt. Yes, I paid for my own. I ordered one for myself because I want to wear that proudly. Because I'm telling people, don't fix it in post. And earlier comment says, finesse it in post. Yes. Don't fix it in post. Don't think you're going to fall in that. So yeah, check out our T-shirt collections too. We also have another. We're also on Spreadshirt, which you can actually get hats there too. But I'm trying out Teespring here, so check these guys out. Check a shirt. Get yourself a shirt. and perhaps go on filmmakeriq.com and become a top points earner of this. And I'm going to send you a free shirt out of my own pocket, man. And really, that's being paid out of the Patreon bucket. Really
but yeah,
there. But yeah, so.
But yeah,
I forget what. Oh, the whole point was like that's what we're trying to do with this show.
We're trying to get to a point where we're able to sit here and say like, hey, this is our full-time thing. We can dedicate way more content to you guys because right now it's putting a strain on John and not like. I mean, it's one of those things. We want to get out the content to you, but I've got another job, so we have to work around that when we do stuff, and or when we're sitting there writing. Sometimes it's one of those things where we literally are at 11 o'clock at night writing script stuff, and so it's one of those things like we want to be able to sit down and take it to a better level. And that takes time. And
I'll pick on back and like, and this is a pet peeve of mine because all right, you're gonna get me started on this thing. Video essays. I see a lot of video essays out there. When I watch a video essay, a lot of times I'm always going, actually, no. I'm saying, man, just think think a little deeper into what you're saying. Like a lot of people go out there. Okay, or I'm going to pick on the best there is out there, Every Frame of Painting. When he made that video about music, he made all these claims about music in modern cinema, but he didn't see he was so busy making the argument, he didn't see the exceptions to his argument. And the problem with so many times when we make arguments about film and art, we forget that there are so many exceptions that the rules we think we're coming up with aren't really rules at all. There just happens to be a trend in one particular point. Like, let's say, like, I might say, like, well, movies these days use a lot of blue, so blue must be the modern color. Like, no, it just happens a lot of films use blue, and you pick a bunch of films, you put them together, and they look like blue. It doesn't mean there's so many exceptions to the rule. And I'm going along. The point is, like, when I sit down and write some of these things, I'm always thinking, okay, am I being honest? Am I being truthful? Am I being right here? What's the alternative? So I end up sitting a lot of time just like typing and then researching, going down the rabbit hole and finding all this other stuff that's contrary to what I'm thinking, and that takes time. So it ends up like I'm ending up I'm writing a rant, and it takes like 2 days to write this essay.
Do we have a link to the Teesprings?
It's on the right there. teespring.com/store/filmmakeriq.
There you go.
And it should be pulling up under these videos sooner or later because YouTube, it's hooked up to YouTube. So one of these days it'll probably just show up right there on the page.
Are we going to the South by Southwest Film Festival?
I wish.
Not at the moment.
You want to invite us? Yeah.
But maybe. We never know.
You know how we can get us there.
Yeah.
Look at the screen, Joe.
What's that? Oh, yeah. We can get there that way. You guys
give us enough money.
Us there. We totally wouldn't mind. The viewers of your channel want you to review the next Sharknado movie when it is inevitably made.
That'd be fun.
That would be entertaining. I think we'd have to start at the beginning, though.
I want to go back, just hit up this one guy says he subscribed. Thank you for subscribing for a Paramount video. That Paramount video was a work of labor. I started writing that when I took Joe to Mexico.
Yeah, that's true.
So I started writing, but that was a work of labor. It's very intense, a lot of work, but I shot that by myself because I didn't have anybody, couldn't have anybody help me. I just had to get that thing done. The next one will be probably United Artists. The reason why is because United Artists is a very important piece of the puzzle of why Hollywood looks the way it does today. Because they're the ones that kind of started this whole idea of not being United Artists doesn't own a studio, doesn't own production facilities, and that's what started the modern Hollywood. So
right, it's always a labor of love. Like the stuff that we do is because of the labor.
Yeah, I was going to say let's come to you for another reason, but labor. We're not in it for the money. If we were in it for the money, I think the only people you could say that are in it for the money are people like trash men, people that pick up trash. I don't think anybody picks up trash because they love trash.
Yeah.
Right? Those are jobs where it's not a labor of love.
Yep.
It's a labor of, So what we do, and that's the problem with film too. I wish we were making like George Clooney money, but even George Clooney, if he took away all his money, probably would still be doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it just you gotta love it. So to answer that earlier question, how do I get there? You gotta love it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just be like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, United Artists, Russian. I think United Artists will be a good story because it's not that long of a story before they get bought up by MGM and become a whipping boy of corporate Hollywood.
Yeah,
but it's a good story. It's a good story.
And that, and so I'm not sure where we're going.
Oh, is United Artists a shell company? So quick, I guess. Spoiler alert. United Artists was started by Chaplin, Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks, and W.D. Griffith, and they made movies for a while. And then what happened was they just couldn't compete. But they were always considered one of the major. They're considered the minor studio. They couldn't compete necessarily with the big studios that owned the theaters. And then when the theaters got divested, United Artists, what happened was these two people came up to Mary Pickford, who still was the last person owning the theater, and they said, we got an idea. Give us like 5 years and $10 million, and if we don't turn the studio around, we'll pay you back the $10 million or whatever. And so what they did was all they did was finance and distribute. They didn't make any movies. They didn't like physically make it. They found directors and they found people and they had them make the movie, but they would write the check and then they would own the movie. And so that started things like, so they went with like people like Woody Allen and all these other artists at the time, and that's where we got also James Bond. Yeah, that was one of the big ones they caught. And then eventually they got bought out by MGM, and then it becomes a shell game, which we'll go into. But it's not as interesting.
Is it D.W. Griffith?
D.W. Griffith, yeah.
Oh, I think you said W.D.
Oh, W.D. Griffith?
Yep.
Maybe, yeah. All right. My favorite films are The Princess Bride, Saw, Pleasantville, Scott Pilgrim,
versus
almost every
world.
Stephen Carell film I've ever seen to date. Yeah,
I wouldn't say Date Night. That one was pretty. Oh, you had Tina Fey in it.
Which one?
That was the one where it was Tina Fey and him, right? Like Date Night.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like really bad because they wind up getting like.
Well, maybe he hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Or Dinner with Schmucks. It's probably not the best. That was a remake too, by the way. Actually,
what is the most independent award for you? Cannes, Screen Actor Guild, Oscars.
What is the most independent award? Gosh. Well, I guess the Palme d'Or is the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah.
That's well,
I would say Cannes.
Yeah.
I'd go with Cannes.
Palme d'Or. The Venice one's pretty cool too. If you the Palme d'Or is beautiful. It's a beautiful statue. The one from the Venice Film Festival is like it's like the Griffin, gold Griffin. I mean, it's gorgeous. I'd rather have those two on my mantle than the Oscar. Yeah. But the Oscar everyone recognizes, so yeah, I would take the Oscar.
You go with the Oscar?
Give me one.
Yeah.
Even if it's got chocolate inside. I'll take the one with chocolate on the inside. There was a good question about WD-40 Griffith.
All right, we're going to have to be, I think, wrapping soon. Up? Yeah, about 2 hours now.
That was pretty fun. All right, so yeah, thanks for coming, guys, and hanging out with us.
Yep.
Don't forget to check out Patreon.com.
Again, and the Patreon helps us be able to do everything that we want to do. And as I said, as it ramps up, one, you're going to see at $500 we throw pies at each other. Two, it helps us to be able to finance smaller sketches and things like that, new things that we're doing, and also hopefully in time we'll get to the point where your guy that will be just extra on top. So
hey, we're not going anywhere yet. We're not
leaving yet.
Hold on.
We just, but yeah, as I said, we appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us, regardless, because without you guys, we'd be sitting here just chatting to ourselves, which I mean isn't bad. We like doing that. We do that a lot. But we also enjoy being able to kind of chat with all of you guys and laugh because we don't really cry.
I was laughing pretty hard there.
Yeah, so
I was making fun of that one thing. I can't remember what it was because I was laughing that hard.
No. But yeah, so we appreciate it. Check out our Patreon. If you like merch, again, we do have the new merch up there. And
fix it in post. Don't fix it in post.
We're gonna be coming up with some new ones and zany ones and funny ones. I think the next one might be Carry On and Make Something Great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think that one is a good one that will show up on there. And
do you guys all know what a sound grip is? I'm just gonna poll the chat for that. You guys can answer that, but you joke and continue. But I was thinking about doing one about sound grips. If you guys get that meme, I think it's pretty funny.
Also, we have been talking about going to twice a month for this, for those, because doing one more in the early afternoon and then one in the later, just so we can try to catch all of you guys. Because I know, and some of the people perhaps that don't get as much of an often as a chance to see us live, and so we're going to be trying to get more. As I said, we're trying to get more content onto the site. One, to get the algorithm hopefully taking notice of us, and two, just to be able to hang out with you guys more.
Just so I don't leave you guys hanging, Sound Grip is a meme that started on like Facebook's movie memes. If you go on, I mean, it's a fun group. It's kind of a zany, but there's really no such thing as a sound grip. It's just somebody posted a wanted ad and they said sound grip, and that's not really a term. But the thing I was going to make is like, I'm a boom op, but I'm also a sound grip.
Yeah.
So, anyhow. But yeah, as Joe said, we're thinking, like, we're trying to make this. We'd like to make this maybe a 2-night thing. Right now, we've been doing once a month because once at the beginning of the month, we might do it like one in a couple weeks. Maybe do it in our nighttime, so that way, as I'm just repeating what Joe was saying here.
Hey, that's all right. But yeah, we're trying to bring out new stuff. We're bringing out new content. As I said, we got our bits that will now be more commentary-ish, and we're going to try at least one of those once a week. We're going to be doing going to 2 nights a month for the stream, and we're just going to try to be bringing you guys more stuff. So also thank you for those who follow us on Patreon, who are putting their money behind us and to see us do well. So we want to reward them and all of you, and hopefully find us new friends out there. So we can grow bigger, do better things, and bring you as much quality content as we possibly can. Yeah,
please, as I said, like, subscribe, and share. And sharing is very important. Just get the word out there about what we're trying to do, and we're trying to bring a little bit of chillness, a little bit of coolness, a little bit of even-headedness to the crazy, wacky world of filmmaking and all that jazz, right?
And also, keep in mind, if you guys have ideas and things that you might want to see, we always are. Well, John's always checking the comment section. I see your guys' comments 90% of the time. I don't really respond though, mostly because John's voice is that one, and I think I have a moderator thing on one of my other names, but I'm not sure.
Oh, really? I guess it's
up. But sometimes I respond, but very, very, very rarely.
Yeah, I read every comment.
But John reads every comment. I read them, but I don't respond to them normally.
For the love of God, I read every comment. I shouldn't. We're not that big where I don't read every comment anymore. Like every single comment gets read, and most get responded to.
Exactly.
So please feel free. Feel free to leave words of encouragement. If you tell us we suck, please go to Patreon and drop a $500 C note into our Patreon.
That's a sure way to show us.
Just say, John, like Filmmaker IQ, you guys suck. Here's $500. Screw you. I'll be like, I'll feel bad for a week, man. I will feel so bad.
You'll feel so bad about that.
If you really want to hurt me, if you want to hurt me really hard, $10,000. $10,000. And I am crying my eyes out for a month. Yeah. I guarantee you that.
But yeah, so I mean, but if you have an idea, maybe something we didn't think about, drop it in a comment. Say like, hey, it would be really great if you guys did this video. We might be like, holy crap, that is a great idea.
Well, and this is turning out to one of those. You hang up first. No, you hang up first.
Yeah.
But actually,
that's why I started it, because I knew we weren't going to
do this for
we weren't going to just straight going to go out.
But like I was saying,
we never do.
I got my mind on what I think I want to do, but sometimes I don't realize that a lot of people maybe don't have my background and would want to see something that maybe I didn't think about, or I thought was given already. You know? So if you want to learn about something that maybe sounds simple, don't be afraid to ask. Either we've made a video on it, or we should make a video on it.
Exactly.
So feel free to ask, and I can help you, point you to a video or or anything else.
Yep.
Anyhow,
all right, guys.
I like that. Fix it in catering. That's the next video. That's the next T-shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't skimp the caterer.
Don't skip on the catering. Exactly.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks, guys, hanging out. Check out Patreon.
Caterers do it in the wings.
And we shall see you guys next time on Filmmaker IQ. Look at the main camera.
All right, guys. Thanks.